Let's go. Let's go. Let's my throat, goddammit. Alright. Okay. Yo, hello, spirit. Hello. How are you? How was your weekend? Alright, let's continue where we left off. I went to the Cosmos Space Center with the intention of killing Dr. Sykes. That's why I finished all finally engaged on hard. Oh, you already finished it? So, are you playing Octopack next? But then I got the robotics lab. I found Athena there instead. Alright, it took a while. And yes, it took a while. How long? Wait, why is he happy? This feeling of happiness. Even though the person you were looking for wasn't there, you felt happy? Why is that? The final battle alone took 2 hours, 17 minutes with animations off? What? 2 freaking hours? Hello? Hello? 2 hours? Jesus. Wait a second, what? It was hard to find a way through it without letting anyone die. No way to cheese it? Like, you know, in Treehouse you could cheese easily. With simple, when I was looking for Athena, I hadn't found her yet. I grew worried. So when I saw her in the robotics lab, I was happy to relive merely that. I mean, it's hard, yeah, without letting anyone die. I always let somebody, for the final battle, I always let someone die. I think, yeah. I mean, probably, but I don't look for cheese strats much unless they're always like Yunaka dodge tanking. Yunaka dodge tanking? Who was Yunaka? Just now you said that you went to the space center to kill Dr. Sykes, but the first thing you did was looking for her daughter instead. I had no intention of harming Athena, so I wanted to confirm that she was safe. First. Yunaka is the first thief you get in the game. Oh, okay. But with Fire Emblem 3 houses, with, you know, was it the teleportation or whatever, fast, you know, with the dancer and, whatever it was, with Black Mage. With the right setup, she becomes almost untouchable in cover. Oh, but there's no cover in the final battle. Then that's pointless then, right? There's no cover, then, very useless then. It's just part of my plan, nothing contradictory about that. The second I find an inconsistency, he cuts it down. Simon knows the principles of analytical psychology. There's less noise now, but I don't see any instabilities we can latch onto. Yeah, but she's still hard to hit. Just not 0% hit chance hard. Okay. I was afraid of that. We'll just have to keep chipping away at him then bit by bit. Could you update this testimony, Tina? I'm hoping I get to play Fire Emblem again Engage this year. I'm very hoping. You got it, boss. Okay, the update. Let's see. I went to the. Let's see. When I found Athena in the robotics lab, I was relieved. But I would not be swayed from my purpose, so I waited for Dr. Sykes to return. And when she did, I plunged the katana in. And you felt sad, didn't you? Yeah. Not even you can falsify your emotions, Pirosecure Blackwell. What? When you said that you killed Dr. Sykes in your testimony, you felt sadness. Why would someone who would let him wait to kill her be sad at her death? Such an obvious attack. Yes, I felt sadness, but it wasn't for her. I felt sorrow for Athena and her circumstances. He can't be talking about that, can he? I was just a convenient subject. Oh yeah, for research. My objective was to save Athena from an obsessive scientist who treated her own daughter like a research subject. Did she though? I'm highly doubtful maybe she did? We don't know that for sure yet. What? I went to the psychology lab first. Any idea who did the murder? At this point, I have no idea. I really have no idea. For the 7 years ago, who would have killed? Who killed Dr. Sykes? And who killed, you know, Terran? Late Terran? Like, we know for sure it's not Athena. Come on. It's not possible. I highly doubt it. So, I have no idea. To be honest, this is one of hard cases for sure. I have no clue who could be the murderer. At first I thought it was the old man, but you know, it's not him. And I don't think it's Aura either. I went to Psychology Lab first. That's where I would usually find Athena playing. But that day was different. I heard someone crying in the robotics lab next door. Was Athena being subjected to yet another experiment? I thought as I went to see. Conveniently, Athena had cried herself to sleep, so all I had to do was to wait and kill. So that's why he was he was relieved when he saw Athena. But is this story really true? I'm not sure how much to believe. Mr. Wright, how are you doing, Athena? Still hanging in there? I'm a lot stronger than I look, boss. Now take a look at this. The noise level actually increased. What? It increased? It went up? I've never seen it do that before. Prosecutor Blackcool is lying somewhere in his testimony. As a matter of fact, he's piling lie on top of lie in an attempt to make his claim sound more believable. He's trying even harder to suppress his true feelings, and that's what's causing the noise. How in the world should I approach this? I can either use an evidence-based approach if I can find a contradiction. Otherwise, I should look for an inconsistency in his emotions. There are no flaws in my testimony, and his boundless is prepared to give his verdict. Give up on this lost cause, and let the law free me of these chains already. Objection! I don't think so, not while I'm around. Now, contradictory testimony or inconsistent emotion, which should I tackle first? Let's go with the emotion, why not? Okay, let's look for inconsistent emotions. Got it, boss. But if you want to try looking for a contradictory statement instead, just let me know. I can easily switch over. No, thank you. Let's see. Any... Is that new? That surprise? Yeah, the surprise again. That's new. He's surprised everywhere. And angry here. Very, very interesting. I refused to hand Athena over, so I had no choice but to kill my mentor. He's surprised everywhere, yeah. Was worried. Like, this makes sense here. I think he was worried, so he could be surprised. Got it. Maybe? How odd? Why would you register surprise at opening the door to the lab? Alright, fine. I'll explain if I must. What surprised me was... Panko? That toy figure attacked me? What? It attacked you. Dr. Sykes knew full well of my plan to rescue Athena. But she couldn't stand a guard over her daughter 24 hours a day. So Dr. Sykes had Panko do it? That's right, she ordered Panko to forcibly remove me on sight. So I slashed Panko up with the katana that was there in the lab. That rickety old puppet wasn't worthy of that fine blade. Mr. Wright, it's happening again. There's even more noise now. He's lying more! Oh my god, back to 100? It's at 100% now. What's going on here? Whenever we find an opening, he covers it up with lies. We never get rid of the noise at this rate. It's pretty hard to keep telling coherent lies like that. His mind and will really are as sharp and strong as a katana. Alright, what should I tackle first this time? I guess testimony next? I think there might be an inconsistency in Prosecutor Blackwood's testimony. Alright, let's give it a thorough check then. Let's see what I got already. I forgot. Okay. Oh, new info update. Oh, okay. Punko attacked me and retaliated by cutting it to pieces. Before I could lead Athena out of there, cursed my luck that the sucks came in. I refused to hand Athena over, so I had no choice but to kill my mentor. I think I need to present this, right? Into pieces, you say? But there's only an arm, though, right?
Objection!
Yeah, you only cut the arm, not piece. Companion lies with more lies you never took answer. Prosecutor Blackquill. Take a look at this photo. That's the photo of the supposed moment of the murder, isn't it? How many more times must I see that witch damn me for my sin? The ironic thing is, I think this picture is actually going to be your savior now. See the blood stain at the end of the Punko's arm where it was seared with the katana? I hope you aren't claiming it's the robot's blood, Mr. Wright. No, most likely the blood was transferred there from the bloody katana. The katana already had blood on it, so that it must have been the victim's blood. That's right, but if that's the case, we have found a glaring inconsistency. You said in your testimony that you cut up Punko and then you killed Dr. Sykes. But in spite of that, the victim's blood is already on Punko's arm in this picture. What? But that couldn't be... Exactly, in order for the blood to have transferred from the sword to Punko's arm, the victim must have been stabbed first before the robot was slashed. In other words, Prosecutor Blackquill, your entire testimony is nothing but one giant ball of lies. Oh, tell the court the truth, Prosecutor Blackquill. No! You have no idea what you're doing. His voice. There's so much discord. I'm hearing not just one or two, but a bunch of rampaging emotions here. It's hard to describe. It's like a violent whirlpool of something. Phoenix Wright, you will pay for this. Never have I been forced to reveal so much, but the rest I'll take to my grave. Prosecutor Blackquill, you are on the witness stand. You are obligated to tell the truth. Isn't that the rule of the courtroom? All of these complex emotions, they seem to be flowing from one source. I think whatever he really saw that day is what's causing these feelings. What? Following the sound of cry, I've opened the lab door and then... I saw it, that terrible scene. But before I could before I could lead Athena out of there, of course my luck that such came in. I had no choice but to kill my mentor. This voice, it hurts to even listen to it. He's been living with this pain inside him for all these years. The root of it all is hidden somewhere in this testimony, isn't it? Yes, that's right. Please hurry. Please set him free, Mr. Wright. Okay. I saw it, that terrible scene. Maybe this? What terrible scene? Blackquill, Athena, Punko, or the robotics lab? Athena here?
Got it.
Maybe? When you opened the door and saw Athena, you became overwhelmed by your emotions? Isn't that right, Prosecutor? You should know better. And though it's pathetic, I admit I'm terrified to speak of it. Prosecutor Blackquill, Miss Sykes is innocent. I will always believe that with all my heart. I will always. Now, can't you find it within yourself to believe in me too? Athena is innocent, huh? Can you honestly say you believe that to be true? Right, Dono? I give you my word. Now tell me what you really saw when you opened that door. Curse you, Felix Wright! Curse me? Oh, here we go. It was a tragedy. One I'll never forget. When I arrived at this lab, Dr. Sykes was already dead. She was lying on the operating table, while the bloody katana lay on the floor. And standing between the two Covered in blood was Athena? Uh, she smiled with a far-off look in her eyes as she sweetly said, "What the? Something's wrong with mom, so I'm taking her apart to fix her?" Oh, does Athena have multiple personalities, perhaps? Or I don't know. That's what I saw, and now you have it. The truth that you so desperately wanted. Well, shit. Athena, Athena. No. Prosecutor Blackcool finally tells the truth. And this is what it is? It's beyond devastating. I tried to take my mother apart. I I I No! Not like this, indeed.
NANI?
Nani? Nani? So it was me. I'm the one who killed my mother? Athena! As I said right, the truth isn't always pretty. Murder, disassembly on an operating table, a scientist using her daughter as a guinea pig. Sadly, it appears that my theory was correct after all. The thing, he's a head. I mean, the chief prosecutor, right? The thing, he's a chief prosecutor. Like, holy.
Objection!
It's true that Athena didn't like her mother's research, but you dare cast aspersion on my mentor by claiming Athena was used in such a manner? Dr. Sykes could be awkward with people. But she loved her daughter more with all her heart. She loved me? Your mother hated to see you suffer because you could hear the voices of people's hearts. She wanted to set you free of your pain, so she worked tirelessly on her research. Aww. Do you remember those headphones you hated so much? Yes, my head hurt every time I wore them. No, Athena. It's just the opposite. They emit sound waves to nullify emotional input from the voices of people around you. Your power was much stronger then than it is now. And those headphones were what enabled you to carry on with everyday life. No, that can't be true. Then why would I have done something like that to somebody who loved me so much? Her love for you was real, that I can guarantee. That's why I knew that what happened had to be some kind of mistake. I couldn't let you be punished for it. So you took the blame yourself? You and your mentor are more alike than you know. Oh man. Panko was a witness, so I put him in the case, held Athena close, and vacated the lab. I threw Panko away in the boarding lounge trash chute, and I hit the case on the Space Center grounds. It would seem that we now have all of the facts of this case.
Hold it!
No, not yet. You can't end like this.
Objection!
Do not disgrace yourself, Mr. Wright. The truth has been revealed. Or are you the type of man to turn your back to things that disagree with you? I'm not. But this... I can't give up now. I have to say something. Anything, even if it's a bluff. I have always managed to pull through that way in the past. I have to make it work. The defense is prepared to present evidence. Mr. Wright? Yes, Tina? It's... okay. You can stop now. I don't want you or anyone else to suffer any longer for my sake. Athena, what are you saying? I killed my mother. That's the truth. It's just like Prosecutor Edgeworth said. We have to face it, no matter how much it hurts. I admit my guilt. Objection? Hold it. Silent. But could I please be granted just one chance to tell everyone what I recall? Oh. It appears Miss Sykes is much braver than you, Mr. Wright. What say you, Your Honor? In light of her courage, will the court give Miss Sykes this opportunity to confess? Very well, then if you would, please take the stand, Miss Sykes. Thank you for letting me do this, Prosecutor Edgeworth. And thank you, Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Blackwell, for letting the truth be known. Now we can finally move forward, and everyone's suffering can come to an end. Athena, Prosecutor Blackwell will be cleared and the dark age of the law can come to an end. Yes, admit your guilt, and bring everything to its conclusion. I killed my mother. My memory is still a little hazy, but there's no question I remember it. I remember the weight of the weapon in my hands, and the feeling of it stabbing in deep. And I remember the warmth of her blood as it flowed down the handle onto my fingers. Your Honor, please find me guilty. I dare say these are all memories that no one but the murderer would have. I see. Thank you for your confession. I believe this trial has gone on long enough. But before we conclude, does anyone have a counter argument?
Objection!
Mr. Wright! I do, Your Honor. Pause, champ! Mr. Wright? But, Mr. Wright, why? I killed her. I remember it now. Any counter-argument now is pointless.
Objection!
Don't tell me you have forgotten one of the basic tenets of lawyering. Always believe in the client, to the bitter end. Athena, you are not a murderer.
Objection!
I said that you never change, but could you have actually regressed in these 8 years? I won't stand for your childish emotionalism getting in the way of the truth. Emotionalism? Don't lecture me on matters of the heart, Edgeworth. Because I can see straight into a person's soul. It's still black, right? 5 of those? Yikes. How the heck am I gonna, There's still a chance somewhere deep in Athena's heart. There might still be a memory that not even she knows about yet. It might be like looking for a grain of sand in somewhere in the cosmos, but still, that memory might contain a new fact that could prove her innocence. I hope for everyone's sake that you are not just bluffing, Mr. Wright. Now then, is there not a problem with Miss Sykes' confession? There's definitely something wrong with her memory of the event, I can just tell. If there's a problem with her confession, please prove it to this court now. What? What do I present?
Take that!
No, not that one, idiot! Not the fucking lawyer badge! I misclicked! I misclicked! This is that the blood flowed down the handle onto my fingers. Handle? Oh, there's something about that bothers me. I better look at the evidence again. What did you say? I wasn't looking. I misclicked, I misclicked the lawyer badge. I mean the attorney's badge. I misclicked this one. The handle, huh? Maybe it means the katana, perhaps? Isn't that the katana the defendant used to kill the victim, Mr. Wright? I respectfully and vehemently disagree, Your Honor. But I remember it. I remember holding the weapon and getting blood on my fingers. That's exactly my point. If blood really did get on your fingers while you were holding it, There should be blood on the handle. But please focus on the handle of this sword. There's not a trace of blood on it. And therefore, this is clearly a contradiction of the facts. You're right. Oh my.
Objection!
The defendant must have simply confused a portion of her memories. She mentioned it was haste to begin with, and we can mull over every minor detail.
Objection!
But she also said there's no question I remember it, a fact we can ignore. In that case, why don't you explain what this contradiction with her memories means? Gladly. Just give me a sec to think of something. I want to say that Athena didn't stab anyone, but she said it herself that she remembers the feeling of committing the act. Think, Phoenix, think. What could the contradiction with Athena's memories mean? The blood was wiped off the weapon. The defendant used a different weapon, perhaps? Besides, its blood flowed down the handle, but the katana's handle is spotless. So doesn't it follow that the defendant must have used a weapon other than the katana? What are you up to this time? This is it. This time I found just the thing to end Athena's nightmare for good. The weapon that took Dr. Sykes' life was the katana, that much is for sure. So if I can show a possibility that Athena didn't use the katana, it could help me prove her innocent. Okay. A different weapon, you say. What weapon would that be exactly? Right, of course he would ask that. I can see you're floundering, Mr. Wright. Did you speak without thinking again, as always? How does she do that? But I can back down, not here, not now. That's right, I did, because it's so obvious it doesn't require any thought. What did you say? Okay, so maybe that was an exaggeration, but there has to be something. Was there some other blade weapon in the robotics lab that day? Maybe there's something in one of the crime scene photos? Wait a minute. There is something. There is a high probability that that was in the lab. I don't have that particular weapon here in the evidence right now, but I do have a piece of evidence just like it. Other than the katana, this is another blade that may have been at the crime scene. What? You mean the utility knife? There's a victim's blood.
Take that!
But that's the murder weapon in the Glade Terran case. Yes, this is the knife that took Mr. Terrence alive, but there must have been a knife just like this at the scene 7 years ago as well. Toolkits containing utility knives like this one are issued to Space Center employees, and a robotics lab especially would naturally have one of these around.
Objection!
But besides the katana, no other bladed weapon was found at the site. It was in the investigation report if you didn't know.
Objection!
Of course I knew that, once you told me just now. Then here's something else you already knew. There was a toolkit at the scene, but it didn't contain any blades. Here is a photo of its content. It's missing one. You're right, I don't see any kind of bladed tool. Fine, but isn't there something odd about the design of these handles? Therefore, there was no other bladed weapon in the room.
Objection!
I disagree, this toolkit contained a knife. And what proof do you have of that? Don't tell me your eye for an art is failing you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You are like the last person in the world who should be criticizing my aesthetic sense. Now, he's simply watching out for your ocular health. Please proceed, Mr. Wright. I noticed that the handles of each of these tools have a sort of design on them. I see that they do, but what significance does that have? It's clear that one of the tools is missing from this kit. If we rearrange the tools into a specific pattern, we might be able to tell which part of the overall design is missing. Is that the theory your beautiful sense of aesthetic help you come up with? Edgeworth, just let it go, man. Show the court then if you would. What pattern or design would we see if we were to rearrange the tools? What? I don't know. Oh, Gyaxa. Gyaxa, right?
Take that!
And what design is this supposed to represent? The Gyaxa logo, you wonder? It's on all of the Space Center's documents and pamphlets. Hi, Trade! As you are aware, Gyaxa is the program that operates the Cosmos Space Center. The Gyaxa. Gyaxa. Jaxa? Ah, I think I see it now, but... Yes, with just the tools shown in this photo. The red A part of the logo is missing. It's literally this one. What the hell? The same utility knife too. From using this, you know, at recent times, at the recent murder, the case. And this is where the murder weapon from the third case comes into play. If we were to place the utility knife in the open slot. Boom, perfect. Match. It would complete the Gyaxa logo. So it would. Then that means... Admit it, Mr. Edgeworth. My aesthetic sense is keener than yours, and while you're at it... Admit that the weapon Miss Sykes used could have been this one. Yeah. Order in the court. Miss Sykes confessed to having a memory of stabbing the victim. Immediately, Miss Sykes most likely did stab someone, using the utility knife. However, the weapon used to kill Dr. Sykes was the katana. Therefore, the act of stabbing that Miss Sykes remembers couldn't be that of Dr. Sykes. Very well. Let's suppose for a minute that Miss Sykes did use the utility knife. Tell me, how does that change anything? Come again? What if the katana was only being used as a decoy to conceal the true murder weapon? What if the real weapon that took the victim's life was the utility knife? Don't be ridiculous. Are you changing the premise of your entire argument? I'm merely offering a hypothetical situation derived from your logic. Besides, we could have put blood on the katana to make it look like the murder weapon, and then concealed the knife on her personage until Bat could carry her away. That does clear up the contradiction between Miss Sykes' memories and the evidence. If, in fact, the murder weapon is a utility knife, then fate has dealt you a cruel hand. For you have just proven the knife's existence to the rest of us with your own logic.
Objection!
The prosecution is attempting to lead the court.
Objection!
You are the one attempting to lead the court, Mr. Wright, and forcing us to forget the facts of this case. Needed to remind you that there were only 2 people in the lab at the time of the murder. That the defendant herself recalls stabbing someone with her own hands. No. It matters not whether the murder weapon was a katana or a utility knife. As long as we know that the victim and the defendant were the only ones there. You cannot escape the fact that it was Athena Sykes who killed her own mother. I don't believe it. Why? Why does this keep happening? Every time I find a contradiction, it vanishes and the suspicion keeps coming back. It's almost as if... Now you're finally starting to get it. Your contradictions keep vanishing because the charge is true. The suspicion keeps coming back to the defendant because that's where it belongs. Phoenix Wright. When will you open your eyes and accept the truth? When will you open your eyes? I don't want to believe it. It can't be true. But what if? Mr. Wright, you have fought a good fight. I think you have done all you can do. Objection! Hold it! Is giving up really the only option? No. Snap out of it, Phoenix. What's the matter with you? Giving into doubt? I can't look back. Forward is the only way to go. No, Your Honor, it's not yet. It isn't over yet. Right. I can't lose sight of what's important. I believe in Athena, and I'll always believe in her. To the very end. As a defense lawyer never gives up on his client. I have to pick myself up and stand firm. Make that brain of yours work, Phoenix. If I don't see a way, I'll just have to go back and look for one. Time to rethink this case thoroughly. Okay. I can see the fact that Athena must have stabbed someone with the utility knife. This must have been what Panko witnessed as Athena's hug. Prosecutor Blackpool didn't see the knife at the scene. This means that someone must have removed it from the lab before he arrived. Who could have taken the utility knife from the lab? Maybe Sykes, Athena Sykes, someone else? A third person was there at the scene. If I trust in Athena, then I have to conclude there was a third person at the scene. But according to Panko's testimony, Athena and her mother were the only two there. So then, how did this third person manage to escape Panko's detection? I know, this person must have fooled Panko's facial recognition feature by covering their own face. But wait a minute, Panko has a heartbeat detection system too. Even if they covered their own face, Panko would still have detected their presence. But she wouldn't have been able to tell who they were. Wait, that's it. The copy could have covered their face and held a switched person to avoid detection. Simon, Pankor, or Metis? Metis? Simon... Metis? The copy posed as the victim? What the hell? That would explain why Panko thought only she and Athena were there. All they had to do was take advantage of Panko's basic recognition features. The copy used this in order to pose as the victim. Her jacket, right? I think so. And the jacket worn by Dr. Sykes. Maybe? Hope I'm right. The culprit could have posed as the victim by wearing her jacket with the ID tag on it, but that still leaves the heartbeat detection system. How did the culprit get around that? It wouldn't have worked if Panko could detect the real Dr. Sykes' heartbeat too, but does that mean that the real Dr. Sykes was already dead by that time? If that's the case, then who did Athena stab? The real culprit, obviously, right? Athena stabbed the real culprit! That's it! The person Athena stabbed wasn't Dr. Sykes. He was the person who murdered her and pretended to be her. The real culprit! Which is who? It's the real question. Who is this third party member? Now that Mr. Wright has finally finished thinking, let us bring this to a swift end. Please give us your verdict, Your Honor, so that we can move on to hostage negotiations. You're absolutely right, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I hereby...
Objection!
I didn't say I was finished. I was only pausing for a second. Because I realized something so shocking that I had to take a break to digest it. But now I know for a fact that... Miss Sykes is innocent. But Panko saw me. She witnessed the moment of the crime. Yes, Panko did witness something. She saw the hawk. In other words, the moment you used the utility knife. But the person you stabbed wasn't your mother. What are you saying, Mr. Wright? The answer is simple. The person Miss Sykes stabbed was a third person posing as Dr. Sykes. What? Really?
Objection!
Do you really expect us to swallow that, Mr. Wright? According to the robot statements, there was no third person there. Did you really think I wouldn't see through your ludicrous crap for time?
Objection!
After all we've been through, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm disappointed. Don't you know by now that this smile of mine means I have an absolute confidence? You make that pose all the time, regardless of the facts. Blanco's strange malfunction. Mr. Terran, you look pale. Should I help you to the sick bay? Mr. Terran. It's Apollo you're talking to. Mr. Terran? Oh yeah. Clay Terran. Yeah, true. Mistaking Apollo for Clay. Oh, because of he has the jacket on. Yeah, that's why. Because Apollo had the Clay's jacket on. That was another case of mistaken identity caused by a jacket ID tag. All because Clanko couldn't read Apollo's facial features due to that eye patch. Like Mr. Edgeworth said, a mask could nullify the robot's facial recognition, and then All the person would have to do is wear a jacket with the victim's ID tag to pose as her.
Objection!
Of all the ridiculous theories, what good would a silly disguise like that do? Have you forgotten that the robot also has a heartbeat detection system? There was a third person at the scene. The robot would have detected them. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but that doesn't count for much, I'm afraid. Because by that time, Dr. Sykes' heart had already stopped beating. What? So does that mean... Yes, Your Honor. The person Miss Sykes stabbed. This third person who was posing as Dr. Sykes is her mother's real killer. But that's... impossible! A mask? The person I stabbed was wearing a mask. Order in the court! Miss Sykes, did you say something? A mask. Yes, I remember. Athena! What is it? One of the locks? I remember a man with a mask. How could he? What did he do to my mother? My head. Miss Sykes, are you alright? No. It's one among us. The black Cyclops. They're breaking. All two of them. All three. Oh, all of them, right? Oh. They're among us now. It's all coming back. Oh. All at the same time. Oh no. It's all coming back to me. Everything that happened the day my mother was murdered. Okay. They're gone. The black Cyclops are finally gone. You didn't really stab your mother, did you? It's alright, Athena. Just tell us what you saw that day. I was drawing a picture. When I was done, I went to show it to my mom. I opened the door. And then... It's alright. I'm right here. You're safe, Athena. She was on the floor by the workbench with the katana sticking out of her. Ah! There was a handkerchief over her face, but I knew it was her by her clothes. And there was a man there. A man? Who is this man? Quiet, Your Honor. Quiet, Your Honor. Go on, Athena. He tried to attack me. In a panic, I grabbed the knife that was there and I dodged at first, so I only got his clothes. But I tried again. Oh, that's what the jacket, you know, had a slash on there. You can see he had a cut there. And this time you got him, didn't you? So it's somebody who has probably a scarf, you know, a scar. I remember it clearly now. The knife went into the back of his hand. Back of his hand. Then he kicked me and passed out. And I passed out. Remember, in this case, Athena also used one of these to stab the Phantom's hand during the incident 7 years ago. Okay, so somebody has a scar on his hand. We need to just find out who has the scar. When I came to, my mom wasn't moving. I had to do something. I had to fix her, I thought. So I asked Ponko to move her to the operating table. Something's wrong with mom, so I'm taking her apart to fix her. So that's why she said that. I wonder who has the scar, Your Honor. As you can see, the defendant has just given us a critical new testimony. A man was there before Miss Sykes arrived, a man who covered the victim's face and put on the victim's jacket. This man is the real culprit. Miss Sykes, do you have any idea who this man was? No, I'm afraid I don't. A few moments ago, Miss Sykes mentioned a mask. Athena, can you tell us anything else about that? Yes, the mask. It was my mom's Japanese theater mask. I think it was the one hanging on the wall of the lab. Oh, this mask hanging here on the wall. It was kind of spooky, that mask. My mom used to tell me that a no mask even has the power to turn an ordinary human to being into a phantom. A phantom? It would seem the new suspect has emerged. That means that all suspicion against Miss Sykes has... Hold it! You see? This is precisely why I can't trust the court system. Oi! Athena Sykes is the murderer. I won't accept any other verdict. But shut the hell up, lady. Aura. Please back, Quill. This is not good. A new suspect? Where's the proof this person ever existed? Existed? Who says it wasn't all just a dream in the little princess's cracky little head? She's right. We don't have any hard evidence of the masked man's existence.
Objection!
Thank you, Mr. Wright. I'll never be able to repay you for all you have done. But I'm fine now, because I can say with the certainty that I didn't kill my mother. Athena, I'm so glad for you. More and more memories are coming back now. So I'd like to say one thing if I could. Panko came to the robotics lab at about 2 PM to recharge. Yeah. I see where you're going with this. If Mommy was really the killer in disguise. Right. Then he must have come to a robotics lab before 2 PM. Do I have anything here in the evidence that can help me find this person who came to the lab before 2 PM? Do we have a vid? 7-year-old video.
Take that!
You only have that, right? This is Prosecutor Blackcool leaving the scene of the incident at around 3 PM. What I'm wondering is, does the video show anyone else passing by there before then? I don't see anything in the investigation report. It looks like they didn't check. Just as I thought. So if we rewind the footage and go back to around 2 PM, we should be able to see the true culprit leaving the scene. Very well, let's take a look. There it is. There! Please stop it right there. Ho ho! Just like you said, there's a man leaving the scene of the crime. Miss Sykes? Do you remember this person? That's him! I'm sure of it! He's wearing my mother's jacket! I did, but what I really wanted to see was her jacket. The jacket on display? That was Dr. Sykes. Can you see it? There's a slash I made with the utility knife that day, and I'm sure that knife is under that jacket somewhere. So then, everything Miss Sykes said? Exactly, it proves that Miss Sykes' memory was correct. Dr. Sykes' killer arrived at the robotics lab before 2 PM. He killed her and hit her face with a handkerchief. Then, he disguised himself in a Dr. Sykes jacket and mask that were there in the lab. The culprit probably knew beforehand that Panko charged up at 2 PM every day. So he waited for Panko to come to the lab for her regular recharge. By leaving Dr. Sykes' jacket on, the culprit tricked Panko into thinking he was Dr. Sykes, thereby making it look like she was alive up to that point in time. All disguised in real time of death.
Objection!
Ooh. What, Edgeworth? It's a nice theory, Mr. Wright. But I'm afraid that it's just not possible. What? Why not? The victim's jacket is clearly visible right there in this video. That right there is precisely the problem. The ID tag on the jacket at the screen confirms beyond doubt that it belonged to the victim. If the person who left the lab truly was wearing this victim's jacket, then how could it possibly have wound up back at the crime scene? What's going on? That doesn't make sense. Edgeworth's right. If the culprit was wearing the jacket, how did it get back to the lab? The killer brought it back, right? The victim brought it back, the defendant brought it... It has to be the killer! There's nobody... The killer used the jacket as a disguise to make his escape, but in order to conceal that fact, he had to get the jacket back to the crime scene. Duh! So the culprit simply returned to the robotics the lab later and planted it there. Contradiction is resolved.
Objection!
Except that it would have been impossible. The only people who came to the robotics lab after the killer were Prosecutor Blackcool and the people who reported the body. And they claimed that the jacket was there when they arrived. So when we proposed this mysterious man of yours had the chance to return this jacket? A puzzling question indeed. When did the culprit have chance to bring the jacket when the body was found at the time of the murder? When the body was found! The only time the culprit could have returned the jacket was when the body was found. Mr. Wright, do you realize the implication of that argument? I do. Most people, when they come across a murder, focus their attention on the body. The culprit could have taken advantage of that split second to plant the jacket. In other words, the true culprit of this case, the man known as the Phantom, was one of the first people to discover the body. I would never have thought of that. So, I wonder who it is. Other in the court. I'm actually watching a DD Let's Play, and the most recent episode ended around this point. Wait, really? At this point? Wonder why? I wonder why. Other in the court, what is the meaning of this prosecutor Edgeworth? The body was discovered and reported by a group of 3 people. I wonder why would they stop, Stop the Let's Play at this point. They were there to collect the space probe's capsule in preparation for the HAT-1 launch. One of those people had a special bag to transport the capsule in. Oh, you mean the shock-resistant bag? Correct. I suppose that if the jacket was in that bag, it could have been returned to their scene of the crime without anyone noticing. I'll see to it that you get the reports on those 3 people. You will? Those 3 people. We should also check the facial recognition of the database for that robot. This person felt the need to hide his face with the theater mask. It might mean that his facial data was once registered. Prosecutor Edgeworth? Does this mean I have to admit I believe Miss Sykes' memories to be credible? You win, Wright. Not that this was ever an official trial anyway. Do my ears deceive me? Prosecutor Edgeworth, are you actually conceding? Is it true? Boss, does this mean Oh yeah, I heard. I've actually heard. I mean, it is true that, that the 3DS or whatever, the eShop, right? It's closing down, right? I can't believe it. It's over. I won. I proved that both Athena and Prosecutor Blackcool are innocent. Oh, the Your Honor, I see no need to further prolong this trial.
Objection!
Hold on, Mr. Wright. Have you forgotten who's in charge of this trial? That's right. I'm the one who's supposed to say I see no need to further prolong. Not you either, Your Honor. Now silence. The little princess who was truly beloved by Metis and who repaid that love with death. All these years, hating Athena was the only thing that's kept me going. But what do I do now? Can anybody tell me? How am I supposed to go on? Miss Blackquill. How unlike you, Aura. Metis was deeply passionate about her work, and she chose you as her partner. Isn't that... Shut up, Simon! You know exactly how I felt about her. Her respect as a co-worker wasn't all that I wanted. Then what did you want from her? Did you really just go there, Your Honor? Aura, there is something I have wanted to say if you will lend me an ear. I have in my possession a lead on who Metis' murderer is. You do? She wanted love. People. Right, Donald. You asked me about the identity of the Phantom of the 7 years past. That's right. The Phantom? The person Blackcool has been looking for, even from behind bars? 7 years ago, somebody hatched a plan to sabotage the HAT-1 rocket. Spy. But he was no ordinary spy. We knew naught about him, his background appearances. We came to refer to him as the Phantom. The Phantom Thief! At the time, I was working with the police to hunt him down. Or the Phantom Murderer. And then, one day, a miracle occurred. And I obtained a lead on him. Oh, how exciting. What was the lead? A recording of the Phantom's voice. But the quality was too poor for proper voice analysis. Yet I had hope. Aura's co-worker was a scientist who could analyze human emotions. So I asked her to evaluate the recording using analytical psychology. And that scientist was Dr. Sykes. Yes, a spy's greatest fear is to have his true identity discovered. In addition of the hat one, Dr. Sykes' results and the recording were surely among his targets. But his search of the space center bore no fruit, so he must have started to panic. He couldn't find them? But where could they have been? Who is to say? Wow, I bet he's never let that out of his sight all these years. How in the world did you smuggle them into prison? Oh, I have my ways. What's more, my partner is especially talented at that sort of thing. Oh, Taka! I worked to lure the Phantom in by spreading rumors throughout the underworld. I was even granted permission to prosecute cases to attract the Phantom's attention. Just try to retrieve your identity, you bloody butcher. Became my taunt. And what about the results Dr. Sykes drew up for you? Was there any useful information? Here, you can see for yourself. I'll take good care of it. It's all I have left of my mentor. I will. I better hold on to this real tight. Okay, the subject's emotions rarely fluctuate and he doesn't experience feelings like normal people do. What? Rarely fluctuate, huh? Very, very interesting. Very interesting. But psychological profile classified. Emotional output of this voice extremely weak compared to typical voices. Subject deemed to have unique psychological makeup with almost no emotional fluctuation. No emotional fluctuation, huh? A spy who experiences no emotions. Not sadness, nor anger, and naturally no fear. It's Daredevil! He is the very definition of a phantom. A monster with no heart. Don't you see? No emotions. It's a blank face. Literally, this creature is the rot that destroyed our lives and set what ails us all into motion. The Phantom indeed. A fitting name for the one who has brought darkness to our world. Well then. Seems a faint image of this man has started to take shape. Based on what we have learned, I'd like to all of you to conduct further investigation. This is not a formal trial, but I do want to follow protocol. If I may, I'd like to hand down my verdicts and bring these proceedings to an end. Whatever. Do what you want. You'll hear no objections from me. I really am quite intrigued who is the Phantom right now. Yes, please, Your Honor. It's over. It's finally over. Who could it be? Very well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, could you please take the stand? As a result of this trial, your innocence has been proven. The verdict handed down 7 years ago is hereby overturned. And now, the defendant of the current trial, Miss Athena Sykes. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Athena, you're more than welcome. If everyone is ready, I will now give my verdict. Oh, objection by who? What the? You. Who? Apollo? Hello? Marcus Apollo? Why? Why? Unless he's the one? I don't know. Imagine. This is where the episode I was talking about ended. Yo, what a cliffhanger. They ended right there because this is a good cliffhanger. Yeah, I bet. They actually... That's a scam move, but in a way, it's a very great move. Apollo? What is the meaning of this? Wait, there's no way Apollo. He's the main character of the previous game. There's just no way, right? Congratulations, Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Edgeworth. You uncovered the truth from 7 years ago. You saved Prosecutor Blackwell. However, I can't allow this trial to end just yet. What? What? Why, Apollo? Why would you do this to us? Why, Apollo? Why? Apollo! What is this, Apollo? What the shit? Apollo? Apollo? Hello? Mr. Justice, please explain yourself. It's very simple. There is much to explain. The defendant, Miss Athena Sykes, might not be innocent. What the hell? What the hell, Apollo? What are we talking about? The case from the 7 years ago has been settled. Alright. You know, I'm not talking about the past here. I'm talking about the present case. It's still not clear who killed Clay Terran. But Apollo, why would you... Miss Sykes, please listen quietly to what I have to say. What in the world is Apollo trying to do? Your Honor, please allow me a little of the court's time. But this is a trial for the case from 7 years ago. Miss Blackwell, I'd like to ask a favor of you. Just as you lost someone close to you, I lost someone close to me too. I'm sure you want to know the real truth of what happened as much as I do. Apollo. Sure, you know I'm all for the truth. Now let's see you expose the Princess's Guild. Judge, I give my permission. Continue with the trial. Very well. Is that alright with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth? The prosecution has no objections. Let's hear Mr. Justice's testimony. I'll have the police's investigation report brought immediately. Not you too, Edgeworth. I really hope it's because you have something up your sleeve. Very well, your opening statement, please, Prosecutor Edgeworth. As you wish. Let's review the case of the murder of Mr. Clay Terran. It was made clear in the previous trial that Solomon Starbuck was not his killer. Therefore, the true culprit was someone else. On that day, this culprit waited for the astronauts in boarding Launch 1, and the two men made their escape out of the Space Museum. The killer attacked Mr. Terran with the same type of knife that was used 7 years ago. The murderer then escaped into Space Museum. Next, Director Yuri Cosmos switched the launch pads. After that, the culprit exited the Space Museum and escaped via the boarding launch 2. Therefore, this trial must make clear who Mr. Terran's true killer was. In other words, we must discover who it was that escaped through the Space Museum that day. Thank you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Mr. Wright, is the defense ready? Yes, Your Honor. I'd better rearrange my evidence. Okay, swapped. Now then, Mr. Justice, your testimony if you please. What do we got? So we got these left. Oh, okay, we got these back. Okay. Okay, it's been a while. The purple lighter with an emblem. It was found by Detective Fulbright. That's Athena's prints on it. Okay, the lighter, yeah. This could belong to the culprit, though. And the emergency ladder was lowered to the ground from the window of the 4th floor robotics lab. It was used to evacuate space, and the personnel was found in boarding lounge 1 in courtroom number 4. Fragments have been analyzed. Okay, yeah, the fragments still being analyzed, though. Okay, I think I pretty much remember now. And then we had the only prints of the Director Cosmos Starbuck and Terran are authorized. I could be the backup power for brain. Okay, Starbuck prints were found on the scanner screen. Okay. And we got the picture. Okay. Let's see. Apollo Justice's accusation. I suspected Miss Sykes of the murder of Clay Terran. My growing suspicions were confirmed when this incriminating evidence presented itself. In addition, she's the only one who could have utilized the launch pad switch to escape. That is why I wish to indict Miss Sykes on the charge of murder. Wow, Apollo. What the hell, Apollo? I thought we were best friends. Apollo! Order in the court! Mr. Justice, you realize you are charging your own co-worker with murder, aren't you? Yes, Your Honor. Because that is the conclusion my investigation has led me to. Remember, it's not indict, it's an indict for some reason. Indict? Oh, but Apollo, how would you suspect me too? Indict. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. I don't get it. Just what did you find out over the past few days to make you think this? Apollo suspected Athena? Yeah, man. Apollo.
Hold it!
Let's see. What first made you suspicious of Miss Sykes? Those time when Miss Sykes and I were investigating the crime scene, and she saw the weapon that killed Mr. Terran. My bracelet reacted. She said, oh, she'd never seen the knife before, but my bracelet told me otherwise. Come on, but we don't just prove it. It was, her past. Right? And then every time after that, my bracelet would react when she talked about the case. Poor Apollo must have been beside himself during that investigation. I didn't know what to do or think. I couldn't even sleep. In that condition, I knew I wouldn't be any good in court. So I decided to wear an eye patch so I wouldn't be able to perceive any of her tales. Oh, that's why. So that's why Apollo was acting so strangely? But the reason Miss Sykes unconsciously reacted to the knife that way is because she stabbed her mother's murderer with one identical to it 7 years ago.
Objection!
But that knife was also the murder weapon that was used to kill the Clay Terran. My bracelet could have also reacted to her because she knew she was his killer too. I guess he has a point. But my bracelet wasn't the only reason I became suspicious of her.
Hold it!
That's the lighter that was found in the Space Museum with her fingerprints on it, right? But even if it seems decisive, there must be other facts we don't know about it yet. That's so, go ahead and prove it then. Look, honestly, I don't want to believe it's true either, but Miss Sykes was the only one who was in the Space Museum at the time of the murder. But Mr. Justice, Miss Sykes had absolutely no motive to kill Mr. Terran.
Objection!
Mori. 7 years ago, Miss Sykes lived at the Cosmos Space Center. It wouldn't be strange if she had some kind of connection to him. Besides, people are sometimes killed for motives we can't even imagine. I know you have seen plenty of cases like that in your own career, Mr. Wright. I still can't believe this. How can you actually suspect Athena's Apollo?
Hold it!
Isn't it possible that somebody else used that same escape route? I'm afraid not, Mr. Wright. Why not? Recall that there is a security camera in boarding lounge. One aimed at the lounge pad door. It's the camera that captured Mr. Terran and Mr. Starbuck. But there's also another security camera in boarding lounge too. It recorded Mr. Terran's killer, or rather Miss Sykes coming out of the Space Museum. A camera in the boarding lounge too? First I've heard of it, but it makes sense. Athena said she had snuck into the Space Museum the night before the incident. Then was overcome and passed out until around noon the next day. Yes, she did say that. That must have been when the camera captured her. That's what made Apollo suspect her even more. But wait a minute. In that case, it most likely recorded the true culprit as well.
Objection!
That's a negative on that one too, Mr. Wright. In the footage taken after the incident, Miss Sykes is the only one who appears. What? Why? What? Oh no! Order or in the court? That can't be, but if it is, then it is incredibly incriminating. Wasn't it you who proved in the previous trial that the way the true culprit escaped was via the Space Museum after the paths had been switched? A fact you previously proved turned on its ear, leaving your client high and dry. I must say, that is a vintage Phoenix Wright.
Hold it!
Believing in your client to the end is a basic principle of good defense. Shouldn't you extend that same principle to your own co-worker? You're probably right. Maybe I'm not even fit to be a lawyer. However, I don't care. This case is special to me. Clay was my friend. And That's why I just have to know the truth. What if the killer, the Phantom from 7 years ago, is Clay? I just realized we don't see his hand, right? It's like hand is like this way, and it's not like this way. So what if? Imagine? No way, right? I just realized. Where is it? What if? I'm just saying, what if? You know? What if? That would be so fucked up. His best friend killed his co-worker's mom. And, what the... Okay. Apollo suspected his trusted co-worker of his killing his friend. To dispel his doubts, he investigated on his own, but that only led to more doubts. Apollo must have been really struggling with this. Well, Apollo may have doubts, but... I'll say it again. Athena's side is in the murder. Then I have only one thing. And I think the motive could be, you know, since he lost all his parents, right? Too? Maybe something about that he wanted some love too? I don't know. I don't know. Evidence is everything in court. Well, Mr. Wright, think you have the concrete proof to knock down my arguments? Your arguments have been very clear, Mr. Justice. And your facts appear to be indisputable. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think of my theory? It looks like not even you can deny it. Miss Sykes was the only one who used the only possible escape route. Under these circumstances, there can be no other suspect but the defendant. Unless... you think there was an alternative escape route. Is that what you think, Mr. Wright? Is that what you think, Mr. Wright? Is that what you think, Phoenix? Was there an alternative escape route? I mean, at this point... Of course! Yes, of course there must have been. Just don't ask me what. Yeah, I have no idea. You're just bluffing again, aren't you? Me? Bluff? No way. He knows me too well. It's fine, Mr. Wright. Even a bluff would suit me just fine. As long as you can. Clear up this doubt inside me. Oh, the music. This is the sad version, right? Wait, so is that what this is all about? I want to believe in Athena. I really do. But what is fate without doubt? That's why I need to question her guilt. So that once the truth finally comes out, I can really fully trust her. I like this arc for Apollo. He wants to believe, but the evidence... Yeah, and the bracelet too, you know. He's got the bracelet, you know, and everything, you know, points. I mean, I get him. The bracelet has never lied to him before. And everything, you know, so that you can really trust me. What is fate without doubt? Chiaki said something similar. Oh, she did? And you know what happens to them when they said something like that? She died! She died, didn't she? Is Apollo gonna die? Or... so that you can really trust me? Him. It seems your junior partner has just showed us what trials are truly all about. I believe you are right. Man, nothing beats the plot twist of Danganronpa 2. You know, Hajime. Jesus. The prosecutors painstakingly question every detail in pursuit of the defendant. While we, lawyers believing in defend our clients to the end. When both sides go all out against each other, that's when we discover the truth. Precisely. And when the battle is over, we will understand the true meaning of trust. That is exactly what trials are about, wouldn't you agree? Yes, I couldn't ignore the seed of doubt that was growing inside me. So I decided I needed to face it head on. No matter what the truth is that's waiting ahead, I won't be afraid. That's so unlike Apollo, always uber earnest about things like this. Miss Justice, I vowed to dispel every last bit of doubt in your heart. Good, because I want to believe in Miss Sykes again. You're really hoping there was an alternative route, aren't you, Apollo? But if I use the process of elimination, there really aren't that many possibilities. Director Cosmos was at the Saturn exit, leaving only the control room and the corridor to the Space Museum. Which door could the culprit have escaped through? Come on, Mr. Wright, where do you think the culprit escaped to? But the control room, he can't go because you need the access, right? Then Space Museum control corridor? They really only could have escaped through the corridor to the Space Museum. All they had to do was use the unconscious Mr. Starbucks Prince to get through the door.
Objection!
It appears that all you're trying to establish is Miss Sykes' guilt. If the culprit used that route, the only exit would have been into boarding lounge 2. The logical conclusion of your argument is that the killer is none other than the defendant. Ugh. I knew it. That's the only way it could be, huh? Well, wait, Apollo! If the culprit escaped into the corridor that leads to the Space Museum, then I guess it's true. The only exit would have been into boarding lounge 2. But Miss Sykes was the only person captured by the boarding lounge 2 security camera. I investigated the crime scene thoroughly, but the only place the culprit could have escaped to was the Space Museum corridor. There weren't any other secret corridors or anything. So that leaves us with no other conclusion to draw but that Athena Sykes was the culprit. What could the answer be? Was there really no other escape route? But, hold on a second. What if? What if what? What if what? Where did those mysterious leaves we saw in corridor come from? I don't know, you tell me. What if they're a clue to the culprit's real escape route? Leave? Should we saw some leaves? I think it is possible that the culprit escaped into the Space Museum, but then came out using a route other than into boarding lounge 2. Oh? Launch pad 1 and the Space Museum were switched right after the bombing, meaning the Space Museum corridor was moving along the rail at the time, which is exactly when an alternative escape route opened up for our culprit. Are you kidding me? Judging by the intense look in your eyes, I take it you're serious. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Do tell. Where could the culprit have gone from the museum corridor? Besides boarding lounge 2? I don't... If we... What if we... we saw the leaves, right? So...
Take that!
I see. So you're saying that the Space Museum corridor leads to a spot somewhere in your head? What must it be like being Phoenix Free? That's not it? Okay. I don't know. What? After all, this alternative escape route seems to exist only in your mind. Yeah. Well, I think I have a beautiful mind. Perhaps we better shut the security door on that corridor tightly, so that your ridiculous delusions don't seep out onto us. Yes, shut it and lock it too. Yikes! What the hell? Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum were switched after the bombing, meaning... What did you say? I didn't say nothing. I picked this one actually, but if it's maybe it's this other side actually, you know?
Take that!
Oh shit! Fuck me! Oh! Okay, let me read this again. Moving along the rail. Moving along the rail is the red time. Moving along the rail. So do I pick the rail? Perhaps? Moving along the rail. So if I pick...
Take that!
Oh! Alright. Alright. We found something odd while investigating the museum corridor this afternoon. Namely, a few dead leaves on the floor. Whew. Considering where dead leaves comes from, they point us to exactly where the culprit escaped to. Yes, I remember seeing some leaves myself. Oh, do you mean... Yep, while the Space Museum was in motion just beyond the corridor's safety door. Was not to the place that the culprit could have used to escape. I was technically, in a way, kind of right. In other words, the culprit to real escape route was the area outside the space center. You're freaking insane! You're freaking insane!
Objection!
Do you know how impossible that would be? That corridor is level with the 3rd floor. Even if the culprit tried to leap to the outside wall of the space center building, they would fall to their death.
Objection!
Ordinarily, yes. But after the bomb incident, the culprit could make use of a certain item. And what item was it exactly, Mr. Wright? Alright, this is what the culprit used to leap through the outside wall of the main building. Oh, emergency ladder, right?
Take that!
An emergency ladder? There was an emergency ladder in the 4th floor robotics lab, and it was used that day after the explosions to help evacuate people. Miss Blackpool herself used that ladder to escape down to the ground level. Recall that the launch pad was reached after the ladder was lowered. The corridor would have passed by the ladder while the paths were being switched. And that's when the culprit literally sprang into action. Leapt onto the ladder. What? Who would have imagined? Order in the court. Well, an alternative escape route seems to have emerged, which means someone out of the missiles could have been the culprit, right?
Objection!
Making things up on the fly in an attempt to sway the court again, are we, Mr. Wright? Your theory has so many holes, it puts Swiss cheese to shame. Alright, then, name one. I have here detailed information about the Space Center. According to this, the distance between the museum corridor and the main building during movement is a full 20 feet? So? 20 feet? Who cares? You're pulling my leg, right? In addition, the corridor is 3 floors from the ground, or roughly 50 feet. But what's more, the culprit would be leaping to a precarious place, an unstable ladder. Human beings feel fear in dangerous situations. It's a basic survival instinct. Not many person would suddenly hesitate before jumping, or even freeze in fear and not jump at all.
Objection!
What, the culprit had just murdered someone. They were in an ordinary state of mind.
Objection!
Nevertheless, why would they have taken that kind of risk? They could have waited for the switch to become lit and escape the boarding launch tube.
Objection!
Because there was a security camera in boarding launch 2, the culprit knew they would be recorded. This is in a platform people don't generally do a 20-foot long jump out of a moving corridor. So then that makes sense. The culprit knew they would be recorded if they left the Space Museum that way.
Objection!
In that case, the culprit could be hidden in the museum until things settled down. And then blended in with the other people after the museum was open. That's a good point. But you claim that despite all this, the culprit took a 20-foot death-defying leap? And only in the brief moment the corridor and the ladder passed by each other? That's also a good point. They would have needed a running start while the corridor was moving to make that jump. If their timing was off or if they couldn't jump for R enough, it would have been instant dead. I mean, no risk, no gain. What kind of person would attempt something like that? Stop bringing up good points, Edgeworth. This true culprit of yours is nothing but a figment of your imagination. Why do you always have to point out every flaw? Mr. Edgeworth, right? That sounds pretty insane. The culprit would have to be someone who feels no fear, like stuntmen. But everyone feels fear on some level. Right? No! Wait a minute, yeah! Where is it? This one! Right? The Phantom! The Phantom dude! So it's the same killer! Ah, I got it this time. He's a man with no fear, right? I can prove that there is someone who could have used this alternative escape route. Oh, can you now? This proves the possibility of a person who could have used this alternative escape route.
Take that!
Right? What's that, Mr. Wright? This is a certain person's very interesting psych profile. The subject doesn't experience feelings like normal people do. In other words, this person doesn't feel happiness, sadness, or fear. Doesn't feel fear? What? Right? You can't be serious. Without the constraint of fear. He could easily do what an ordinary person wouldn't dare. Oh, the music. Just as you or I could do a broad jump on the ground without the slightest fear. He made it! This subject could make a 20-foot leap, 50 feet up in the air. He could choose this extreme way of escaping without hesitation. So you're saying that to a person without fear. The alternate power out would be quicker and eliminate the chance they had been spotted. That's definitely a pretty extreme, Mr. Wright. What? That's a new music, right? I haven't heard this one before. Was there such a person there at the scene? There was. It's Sephiroth! Yes, the Phantom. That mysterious shadowy figure who keeps popping up. I think this is the Phantom, Steve, yeah? Oh, really? Damn, this kind of reminds me of Sephiroth in a way, this theme. Has Sephiroth vibes for sure. Oh dear. The Phantom? Again? I knew the Phantom was there behind the scenes of the Space Center bombing, but I wasn't sure if he was connected to the murder of the Clay Terran as well. However, now it's all clear. The Phantom is the one who not only bombed the Space Center, but also killed Mr. Terran. Phantom Unknown is the title? Unknown, huh? Literally unknown, we don't know him, anything about him. Except he's a man with no fear, no sadness, no emotions. What? Order in the court! Order, I say, Mr. Wright, please continue. There were just too many similarities between this case and the one from 7 years ago. But why, you may ask? It can only be because of both incidents were the work of the same Phantom. So that this Phantom is the one who killed Clay? But who is he? I don't know! I really don't know! This Phantom has been haunting this case, pulling the strings in the background. What the fuck is the Phantom? I have no freaking clue! Who could this unidentified international spy be? Right, this escape route must have been a part of the Phantom's plan from the start, as fast-tracking directed customers into switching the launch pads. The bomb on the second floor was meant to make the elevators and stairs unusable. That's why he gave advance warning and planted the bombs where he did. Yes, I think you're right. But it doesn't explain this one last thing. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. Detective leading the evacuation told me to, but it was such a pain. Why couldn't they have used the ladders in the other rooms? Detective? Who was the detective leading? Who was the detective leading? The evacuation told me to? Who was it? I don't remember. Unless it's the detective, right? But I don't know. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective told me to. There was such a pain. Yeah, why couldn't they use the ladders in the other rooms? Unless it's the detective? But who the fuck was the detective leading? But he could have made that leap unless he was certain which one it would be. So you mean the Phantom must be someone who knew that particular ladder was going to be used? That's right. Who could it be? Wait a minute. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading. Yeah. Who is the detective? Miss Blackpool lowered the ladder after being told to by the detective leading. It was Pearl. Detective Pearl. Oh! You gotta be kidding me? Did you figure it out? Right? Do you know who the Phantom is? Yes, I do. Who is it? Who killed Clay? Our Mr. Spy known as the Phantom is none other than... Oh my god. Okay, let's think about this. Any detective we know? Oh, no way, right? Detective assigned to this case. He led the evacuation effort at the Space Center after a bombing incident. Not Bobby Fulbright, right? In justice we trust. No. No. No, right? No shot. It is him. No. What? After explosion, a member of the staff crossed paths with a certain detective. No. This is why they should bring Gumshoe back, man. They should just bring Gumshoes back. What the hell? I was on duty on the 4th floor. It was quite the madhouse, I tell you. What the hell? The new detective is the one who killed the 7 years ago and now this case? As for the detective who was leading the evacuation from the 4th floor, he had a very specific objective in mind. Holy crap! What a freaking plot twist! The thing was a detective! So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading to the evacuation told me to. What the? His objective was to secure his own escape route. I am so mind blown. Injustice we trust, right? Shh, trust my ass, you liar! We lowered an emergency ladder from a 4th floor window and escaped that way. Once everyone else got out safely, I made my way down too and headed to the shelter. This is a detective you all know. He's even the lead detective on the current case. He appears to be a very emotional man, but his psych profile says he's without emotion.
Take that!
Fulbright. What are you saying? You mean the Phantom is Detective Bobby Fulbright? Exactly, we were all taken in by his fake persona. Detective Fulbright's real identity is the Phantom. What the? Honor in the court? Mr. Wright, how could this be? Detective Fulbright? Full body. Wait, Bobby full body? Bobby full body? Full body? Fulbright. Empty's full. That's easy, you are the detective Fulbright was leading the 4th floor evacuation effort. Pull my ass, right? He's empty. Our first clue is that he made no attempt to have any other ladder to use. The ladder in the robotics lab is the only one he ordered to be lowered. The second is that he directed everybody to the basement shelter via this ladder. Verily, it was all a part of his plan to create an escape route. After Detective Fulbright saw it to it that the ladder was lowered from the robotics lab, he went to a lounge where he killed Clay Terran and escaped into the Space Museum. The museum started moving slowly, so he waited for the right time to go out a running start. And just as the corridor was passing the ladder, he leaped onto it. God, I don't believe it. That adult painted detective did all that? Was it really him? I mean, all this time we thought, yeah, man, I can't believe it's detective. I really cannot believe. I just cannot. What the fuck? What the shit? Sorry, we didn't catch your name. My name? I'm Bobby Fulbright, the heroic detective who defends our good citizens from evil. The champion of justice who comes running whenever you're in need. My catchphrase? Justice we trust. It's in justice we trust, man. Then his concern for Simon was also all just one big act? I swore to reform Prosecutor Blackcoat and make him a valid member of the society again. So I can't just sit by and watch him give in to his emotions and tear the defendant apart. That monster killed Clay! He had me completely fooled! Come to think of it, he's the one who brought that bloodstained lighter to court too. The scumbag even made me turn on Athena. Damn it! How the hell did I fall for that? For all that? For him to have worn his way into the police department as well? Ugh. Your Honor, the defense demands the question, Detective Bobby Fulbright. Yes, I agree that we need to hear from him right away. The court will take a short recess and then Detective Fulbright will take the stand. Yo. Jesus. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. If it wasn't for everything you did, I... Don't take me yet. We still have an uphill battle to fight. You got it, boss. Apollo? Awkward. Well, this is awkward. Very awkward. Athena, can you do me a favor? Huh? What is it? Punch me, right? Slap me? Kick me in the balls or something? Could you? Punch me, please! I was right! God, man, we guys are so simple. What? Why should I do that? It's so simple-minded. Because I should have believed in you. I let the seed of doubt inside me get the best of me. I'm really sorry that I didn't trust. Ouch! Slap. That was a slap? Don't be such a dope. I was really touched by what you did. Huh? Now what are you talking about? I want to believe in Athena. First have a punch out, then shrink to forget. Once you've forgotten the friendship as I said. that rhymes so well. But that is very, very true. I think that's like the rule 6 or 7 of the Savages Code. First have a punch out, then drink to forget. Once you've forgotten, the friendship's all set. That is so good. That is actually very good. I didn't know about that, but that is very true and so good. Yes, 6? Savages Code, huh? What are all the 7 Savages Code then? Have I played Xenoblade 2 from that? Oh wait! It's from that? Man, I didn't remember at all. You took the time and effort to genuinely think about who I am and what I'm made of. After all that, how could I punch a true friend like you, Apollo? You didn't have any trouble slapping him a second ago. Thanks. I think he was talking about Gene or Malos or someone. Oh, man. That is something I should remember, man. Thanks, Athena, and thanks for waking me up to reality again. Guess I know now who to call if I ever get sleeping in court. You still don't know what Rule 5 is? I mean... build a harem, obviously. Harem is the way to go! Harem is the goal! It looks like you have some promising young people working under you. Edgeworth? Yeah, I think they're pretty great myself, and they're not afraid to keep me in line. Anyway, I have some very good news. Our Blackpool has surrendered, and their hostages have been set free. Trucy and all the others? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Blackpool said she had something she really needed to do, so I granted her special permission to do what she must. I wonder what it is. Oh! Miss Blackpool! I didn't come to apologize, if that's what you're thinking. My actions are what allowed the truth of what happened 7 years ago to come to light. But I did come because I had something to say to all of you. Miss Aura, she'd better not be here to complain about something. Miss Blackwell, I want to apologize to you. The fact that you couldn't trust the court system is our fault. It's our fault? Yes, it's true the courts are filled with incompetent idiots. Still, I suppose I could let you handle the rest of this case for me. Oh, Miss Aura, does this mean you're starting to trust the system again? No, of course not. Be quiet, hunk of chunk. It's just, I wouldn't mind if you were the ones who took Metis' killer down. Leave it to us. We'll get him. So I guess that means she's starting to trust us at least. Aura. Simon, I'm so glad both you and the princess were cleared of all suspicion. And it's all thanks to me and my robots. You better be grateful. I never imagined you would go that far. Though you always were extreme. But I don't recall ever requesting your help. As close as ever, I see. Well, now that you have been released, I guess it's my turn to go live in the slammer. Just hope you're not the prosecutor for my trial. You'd probably give me the death penalty. You know me all too well. I guess I love can take on a variety of expressions, including stunned in their case. But I truly was about to be executed tomorrow. Though, because of you, it looks like I won't be crossing the sticks just yet. You have my heartfelt thanks, Aura. I'm sorry I caused you so much anguish. Simon. Oh, she's crying! I'm so glad. Simon, so very glad to hear you say that. Aura. Alright, that's enough of that. Bailiff, take me to the detention center. What Miss Blackpool did was inexcusable, but it's clear she did it out of love for her brother. I still can't wrap up my mind around Detective Fulbright being the Phantom. I can't believe he killed Clay. Right, and murdered my mentor, which brought great distress upon little Athena. Chief Prosecutor. Yes? I would ask a favor. Would you allow me to stand at the prosecutor's bench for this trial? I mean, technically, it is a shame, Edgeworth is gonna have to, step aside now. But, but, it is what it is, right? I enjoyed going against Edgeworth. I wish to claim the Phantom's head by my own hand, but this makes sense, for Blackwell to take the stand. That was my plan all along, after all. It's highly unconventional for a man of my position to stand in court. I mean, it is personal for Blackwell, yeah. Sir? The formal paperwork has yet to be filed. But you are hereby conditionally released. Please take the prosecutor's bench in your official capacity and uncover the truth by your own hand. I'm much obliged. Ooh! The day to part with this has come at last. I imagine now he's, ka-ching! Shine! Chief Prosecutor, could you? What the? Just break them off, man. Shing! Like usual. He's free! How long have I waited? 7 years, man. Maybe it's the sense of freedom. But even the air seems fresher. The light, brighter. And I will relish slashing that blackguard. Blackguard Fulbright to shreds without mercy. He only breaks the chains connecting them, not the cops. That's how the zapping worked. But at least, break the chains and then, release the cops. With the keys. For one last time. I don't have to be able to read his heart to see how happy he is. I'm so glad, but I won't cry just yet. After all, we still got a trial to finish. It's okay to cry, Tina, I promise. Prosecutor Blackquill, Mr. Wright, please avenge Clay's death for me. Why not just, all three of us stand in the defense, Let's just all three of us go. What are you talking about, Apollo? You're coming to the defense bench without me. Yes! Yes! I am? Well, I can expect Athena to assist me now, can I? She's the defendant. That leaves you, Apollo. But, are you sure you want me? I took a leave of absence and everything. Well, our office is pretty short-handed. And you're all I've got. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Apollo? Athena, I can say it with all my heart now. I believe in your complete innocence. And now we're going to prove it to the world. I'm getting goosebumps. Woo! Thank you, Apollo. I know you can do it.
So, you won't be needing that eye patch anymore, right?
Right, because I'm fine now.
I'm fine now, he said. And let's keep the jacket on. The jacket looks cool though, right? Come on. Keep the jacket on. He's back in action! Let's go! Now this is the Apollo I know. No more moody Apollo. Welcome back, Apollo! It's almost time for the trial to restart. Though it looks like you have the things well in hand. Yup. I should head back to the prosecutor's office. But why? I want to look into a few things. Namely, the first people on the scene 7 years ago, the facial data registered by the robot, and Detective Fulbright's background. Sounds great, Edgeworth. Thanks. I expect to be repaid with a victory, right? Now, if you'll excuse me. Okay, you two all set to go? You bet I am. The gang is all back. Let's do this. This is it. The final battle. The murder of Apollo's friend. The courtroom bombing incident. And the case that ushered in the dark age of the law 7 years ago. Destiny has called us to bring the one responsible for it all to justice today. Here we go. Let's now reconvene. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has never been more ready. You know, this is the first time we've been at the defense bench together since I debuted. Now that you mention it, although back then I thought you were more loud than you were reliable. You have really come a long way since then, Apollo. You have grown a lot. Well, there have been some hiccups, but I guess I've done pretty well. He's still got that ego he is, though. Prosecutor Blackquill, with the 7-year mistake now resolved, you can finally take your rightful place. Yes, I guess we can keep the chit-chat for later. Bailiff, please bring in the fitness immediately. Even with those handcuffs off, Prosecutor Blackpool seems to be pretty much the same. 7 years of grumpiness doesn't go away so easily, I guess. Okay, here we go. You goddamn phantom. Bobby Fulbright here. I heard I was needed to understand, so here I am. Detective Fulbright. Do you know why you have been called to give testimony? Yep, of course there is only one reason why I'd be called. And that is because it's time for justice. And justice we trust.
Objection!
I mean, if you guys would want to speedrun this, just ask him take off the gloves and show us the scar. You know? If he has the scar or not. And if he does have the scar, then ding ding. You can't fool us with that act anymore. Your justice is nothing but lies. What? Are you questioning the integrity of my sense of justice? There's no way to prove the scars from that incident true. Well, that is technically true, but that would at least point to it a lot quicker. I mean, sure, sometimes I make mistakes, but hey. He's acting exactly the same as always. Tell me about it. He must be feeling awfully confident. Fulbright, you wish to dispel our suspicion? Let's get to your testimony. All right, fine. You want me to prove my righteousness? I can certainly do that. Okay, let's see. I'm the very embodiment of justice itself. I won't have you make me into a villain with your far-fetched arguments. This bit about the escape route is only a theory. You don't have any proof. What we do have is proof that Athena Sykes is the culprit, this lighter with her prints on it. So you're saying the suspicions against you are completely false? That the defendant is the real culprit? That's right. Because the lawyer's escape route is totally circumstantial. He doesn't have any proof that I made a big leap onto a ladder. Wait, is that a scar that, you know, you can see through the gloves? Or just a, you know, like a vein thingy? Probably a vein thingy, right? I don't know. We don't have a proof. You are correct about that. However, you don't have any proof for your claim either. I guess you're right. But you can define justice with evidence. Who can define it anyway? Justice. Just is. Just is. Justice just is. Don't make me break out a dictionary on you. Yeah. Please don't throw the book at me. Tell me the Phantom didn't just make me set up a stupid pun for him. Just try not to lose focus, alright? I like how, man, I don't know about this. I kind of like the moody Apollo, you know, where he was kind of serious. I mean, the culprit's right there, Apollo, the one who killed your best friend, and you're acting like clumsy right now. Be more serious, Apollo. But my justice is still clear. What's not clear are your eyes. Wake up and smell the justice.
Silence.
Like Blackpool here. Enough of your rubbish, Fulbright. If you have even an ounce of justice, then you will answer the court's questions and prove it. Silence! Prosecutor Blackpool. Prosecutor Blackpool looks torn. Well, Fulbright was his partner after all. Prosecutor Blackpool is right. The truth will be revealed in the cross-examination. Yeah, he did lie to Blackpool for 7 whole years, right? The suspicions against Detective Fulbright are at this point only suspicions, and as is my duty, I will judge the claims against the detective as impartially as I can. Does anyone have any objections? That's fine, Your Honor. Now I ask away and don't hold back. Well, there don't appear to be any objections. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Alright, let's see here. Oh, they didn't restore my HP back? Okay. Embodiment of justice itself. I won't have you make me into villain.
Hold it!
Let's see. My arguments are hardly far-fetched. There's a careful reasoning behind my theory. Yes, well, apparently there's a reasoning behind even a tofu burger. Well, I like tofu, but what we have against Miss Sykes though is not just reasoning, but solid evidence. And it's called a lighter with Miss Sykes' fingerprints on it in the victim's blood. Yes, that's true, but... Okay, that's all. But wait, Victor Fulbright was the one who brought that evidence to a trial. If you harbor any suspicions, I suggest you ask Fulbright right don't know. Like what? Especially about that lighter? He's right, but what exactly should I ask about? The position of the prints or the number of the prints? The position? Does it matter the position? The number? How many numbers? Maybe? Well, how many prints were found exactly? 3. The thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger. The thumb, the index, and the middle finger of the right hand. Okay. Your Honor, that is a permanent statement. Could we please have it added to my testimony? You got it. You beat me to it. Speed investigating or testifying speed is the key. So, 3 prints were on the lighter, the thumb, index, and the middle finger of our right hand. Probably we gotta present something to this. Since we got new... But the real question is... Propeller lighter with the earth emblem on it on their left hand and a knife in their right. Hey, then it doesn't make...
Objection!
You say the prints were from my right hand, is that correct? That's right, the very clear prints. My ass. But that's just ass doesn't add up. Huh? What doesn't add up? According to the Miss Blackquill who saw the culprit herself... Let me have a bathroom break first. This person held the lighter in their left hand. Oh. So here is the dilemma before us. Why are the prints on the lighter from our right hand instead of our left? Yeah. You're right. Doesn't make sense, does it? Your Honor, this lighter can hardly be called incriminating evidence. The witness's claims don't even hold water. Mr. Fulbright, I hope you have a good explanation for this. I just can't understand it. They're definitely the right hand prints. But then why are they inconsistent with Miss Blackquill's statement? I got it! What have you got, detective? The mirror. The witness must have seen a reflection of the carpet in the mirror. Go on. Miss Blackquill was looking in through the window of boarding lounge 1, wasn't she? I believe so. You mean the little window in the back and to the right of the room? It's right, and across the room on the opposite wall. It's a large mirror? I don't remember seeing it. Oh, so are you saying... Yes, the culprit Miss Blackquill saw must have been a reflection of that person in the mirror. Oh, I see. In that case, the right and left would appear reversed, wouldn't they? Now do you see? That's the logic of a pure justice.
Objection!
But your argument is only a conjecture. You don't have any proof that what Miss Blackpool saw was a reflection.
Silence.
Right, Dono. You'd sooner nick you yourself than him like that. Put some more muscle into it. Huh? That's right. Besides, the lighter couldn't have been in the left hand. Why not? Miss Blackpool said she saw an Earth emblem on the lighter, didn't she? That emblem is only on one side of the lighter. You're right. There's no emblem on the other side. Exactly, as a black and smooth as the judge's fine scalp. If the culprit had held the lighter in their left hand, they would have covered the emblem. Uh-oh. What's more, this is the kind of lighter you flick open with your thumb before lighting. So if the culprit had held it in the left hand with the emblem out invisible, they wouldn't have been able to open it, let alone light it. If they had held it in the right hand, they could have easily opened it and light it. This all means that the culprit was definitely holding the lighter in their right hand. No! Come back, my beautiful contradiction. It appears you have planted a flower that bears no fruit. See how it withers before my flower of justice? He's tough. He's managed to discredit almost everything I've proven up to this point. Injustice we trust. Now do you see? I'm not this phantom you've been talking about. I mean, are you sure there really is a spy? I bet they're just figment of your imagination. Oh, it's so sad. So very sad. But I'm afraid Miss Sykes is the culprit.
Hold it!
Hold it. Detective Fulbright, I believe you said that the emblem is only on one side of the lighter? Are you sure about that? Of course I'm sure. Why don't you take a look for yourself and see? Do you see an Earth emblem on both sides of the lighter? Oh! Oh! I knew it. You're a lying detective. Pardon me? You mean... Yes, my president reacted to his statement about the emblem. He's definitely hiding something big. Paul's job? And I think if we use my talent, we might be able to figure it out. Justice Dono, are you sure? Are you to use that cheat of yours again? It's not cheating, Prosecutor Blackpool. Very well. Whether I like it or not, I suppose we should use whatever works right now. Go on then. We have Prosecutor Blackpool's reluctant blessing, apparently. Okay, Apollo, you're up. Here goes then. Detective Fulbright, could you repeat that last statement one more time? What in the world are you up to? Alright, fine. I'll say it as many times as you like, listen carefully. The Earth emblem is only on the side you can see when I held in the right hand. Let's go! Let's go! Let's see the eyes. In the right hand, probably the next line. It's next line, right? Nothing. Nothing. Eyebrows. Nothing. Eyes. Mouth. Nothing. What the? I see nothing. Any moving? The hands? Elbow? I see nothing. Holsters? Nothing again, man. Hey! Justin! Okay! Is this it?
Gotcha!
Gotcha! Gotcha! You son of a... Little Fulbright, you might not be aware of it yourself, but... Whenever you say the phrase, the Earth emblem, your left thumb moves. In fact, it appears as though you're running it along the edge of your holster. Mr. Lawyer? I don't have the foggiest notion what you're talking about. Be that as it may, I know it has something to do with the lighter. Let me examine it. But why? You're not making any sense. You can't just...
Silence!
Be still and do as you were told, Fulbright. You have nothing to hide? You shouldn't mind them having a look-see, should you? What? Not you too, Prosecutor Blackquill. I'm not sure what this is all about, but if Prosecutor Blackquill insists, it must be something important. I will allow the defense to examine the ladder. Good. Now, baby, we'll learn something new. I hope so. Now, let's check every inch of this thing. Okay, let's see here. Well. Let's see about this side. The BX is covered with blood. Say, do you notice anything funny about this blood stain? You're right, it suddenly breaks up unnaturally. So supposedly the ladder was held with the right hand so that the emblem was visible. So the prints should be around the emblem and on the lid where you open it. You're right, there's definitely something up here. I don't see anything unusual about the top of the lid. The active Fulbright's words were definitely hiding something. Let's look for something that has to do with what he said. This is an Earth emblem Detective Fulbright was talking about. See anything? No. Huh? Hey, look at this. This emblem is actually some kind of button. Ah! Well, what the well. Wow, it transformed into something. A handle. A trigger. Is this what I think it is? Well. There's no question, it seems what you have there is a gun. What? A gun? So that's it. Your Honor, please recall this morning's trial when Director's Cosmos was on the stand. The bullet hit that hit the oxygen tank was extremely small, maybe a .10 caliber. This little compact gun probably takes bullets of that caliber. It looks like this is the gun that was fired at the scene. I'm flabbergasted the ladder was a gun. So when Detective Fulbright would touch his holster. That's right, whenever he mentioned the Earth emblem, he must have subconsciously thought about the secret behind the ladder. In other words, he knew it was a gun from the very beginning. A ladder that transforms into a gun seems like a spy gadget to me. It's not the kind of thing any ordinary person can get their hands on. In fact, I'd say it's strictly in the domain of the elite spies. Detective Fulbright, you will explain yourself. There's nothing for me to explain. I didn't know the ladder could transform. I mean, it was found in the Space Museum and then I brought it in straight in. I didn't even have time to check it out.
Objection!
Whenever you mentioned the Earth emblem, you touch your holster. You subconsciously did that because you knew it was a gun. Accuse me all you want, but where is your proof? Do you have any evidence that I knew the ladder was a gun? Not exactly. And whose prints are on it? Miss Sykes' prints. It proves that she is the culprit who fired the gun at the scene. It would appear that the detective is right. Are you guys really trying to prove your client's innocent or what? Although it pains me to do this, now that we are where we are, I have to make the following assertions coming from the prosecution side. The person who fired the gun at Director Cosmos in the lounge after the incident, and the person Miss Blackquill saw holding the ladder, and the person who murdered Mr. Terran, and the person who bombed the space center, are all the defendant Athena Sykes. The prints on the ladder are decisive proof. No! Now do you see? A man on the side of justice that couldn't possibly be the culprit. And I think this about sums up Miss Sykes' part in the whole affair. The evidence certainly does seem to point to the defendant's guilt. Do you have anything to say, Prosecutor Blackquill? Evidence is everything in court. Therefore, Wright's claims stand firm. But calm down, Polo. He's just saying that because he has to as the prosecutor. Mr. Lawyer, our job is to pursue criminals in the name of justice. You shouldn't cast suspicion on people based on something as devious as a habit. In fact, you have a bad habit of showing up in court with an awful case of bad head.
Objection!
Says the man who wears sunglasses at night. If it's proof you want, it's proof you'll get. I'll prove that this ladder is not Miss Sykes', but yours. Sounds like you hit on something, Apollo. It's just, if the prints on the ladder are basis for accusing Athena, I think we should consider the credibility of the evidence itself. You mean, you think this ladder might be forged evidence? That's right. It could all be part of Fulbright's bigger plot. Did he do anything out of ordinary while I was on my own? I can definitely think of a few things. It is indeed. Have a look at this. What's this? A ladder. Detective, we'd like to run a comparison on some prints we found in the boarding lounge. Ah yes, I just happen to have compiled the print data of everyone related to this case. I can always make another copy for myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift. Oh! If we assume he's been laying a big trap for us all along, there's gotta be something off about this piece of evidence. What's wrong with the ladder as a piece of evidence? The owner of the prints. Are they really Athena's fingerprints? They definitely matched her print data. But what about data itself? The data itself? Little Fulbright, you were the one who provided us with the ladder and print data. Is that correct? Yes? What about it? You say Miss Sykes' prints match the print data. But I have to wonder, was the data you used official? Mr. Wright, are you suggesting that the evidence might have been fabricated? I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's re-examine the prints. Using the official sanctioned print data of the people involved in this case. What? You dare insult the epitome of justice and integrity? There's no need for such antics.
Silence.
Silence. Your Honor, I lend my voice to the defense's request. You must allow the test to be rerun. Very well then. Bailiff! It appears that the official data is here. And the results? It's just as the defense claims. This proves that the prints on the ladder do not belong to the defendant. Yeah. Yes. The fingerprints actually belong to the victim, Mr. Clay Terran. You son of a bitch. Right, I can jump into a handgun. It has Clay Terran's fingerprints and blood on it. They were Clay's fingerprints on the ladder. Ah, I see. Come to think of it, wasn't it you, Fulbright, who collected the victim's prints? He removed his gloves during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprint to confirm his identity after all. When you took the deceased fingerprints, you could have easily planted his prints on the ladder with his blood, after which you wiped the blood off of his hand. By your own admission, you were also the one who compiled the phony print data. Also put the blame on Miss Sykes. Goddamn bastard. This ploy must have been to distract us from the Phantom who was behind everything. You were out to create the impression that the Phantom wasn't the true culprit. So does this mean that the Fulbright really is the Phantom? Remember the killer's escape route. No ordinary person would have been fearless enough to attempt it. Nobody but the Phantom, the man with no emotions, could have done it. Yeah. Detective Fulbright, you were the only one who could have just used that. Could have used that escape route? Fulbright, are you really the Phantom? Answer me, or so help me, I will slash you to tiny slivers where you stand. Alright, I'll talk. I confess. I'm not the Phantom.
Silence.
It's all over. Now be a man and admit it already. But I'm not a spy. Okay. I'm an undercover investigator. I've actually been after the Phantom myself, right? Yeah. Suck my big ass. An undercover investigator. That sounds less than wholesome to me. A likely story. A person who hides his identity and secretly investigates in order to uncover information. And that's what you really are, Fulbright? That's right. I was working to track down the Phantom, but sadly, Even though I was supposed to catch the spy ended up catching me. He took my family hostage and forced me to cooperate with him. Right. 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 What?
Objection!
You're telling me that's this? You're telling us this now? But if what you say is true, then who was the mystery person Miss Blackcurl and Mr. Starbucks saw? I was the Phantom, I tell you. All I did was help him by having that emergency ladder lowered for him.
Objection!
I don't believe you. Then how do you explain this? The fabricate a liar. That was also one of the Phantom's demands. Being the detective in charge of the case, it was easy for me to fabricate evidence. Finding the crime on Athena's site was just another one of the Phantom's orders. You expected me to buy that? Wright, what was the Phantom's ultimate objective? I was told it was to sabotage the rocket launch. Someone who didn't want the launch to happen must have given him the order. Actually, I have to apologize to you too. The Phantom told me to get close to you. He ordered me to get back that psych profile you have on him. So he sent a bastard of his own to tell me this past year, did he? I haven't been a champion of justice. I've just been a pawn of evil. A pawn of the Phantom who stole the moon rock and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago. Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us the Phantom's true identity. I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. He has the top secret information for all kinds of corporations and countries. So there's a number of organizations that want him dead. People who believed I was the Phantom, I could be killed on the spot. Why I bet even now? There are assassins lurking nearby. This case is about the Phantom after all. With the ceiling blown off, I suppose you are vulnerable to a sniper's shot in this courtroom. Just 2 seconds ago, Fulbright was treating Athena like a criminal. Does he really think he's going to lie his way out of it now? But on the surface, everything does seem to make sense. This could be bad, Mr. Wright. If we can't find a flaw in his logic. He's right. After we have come all this way, we can't let Fulbright wriggle free now. There, I finally told the truth. Now I hope you see how foolish it was to think I was the Phantom. You are an intelligent man, Prosecutor Blackcurl. You believe me, right? I believe you. I don't think you are the Phantom. What? How can you say that, Prosecutor Blackcurl? It's obvious it's the Phantom.
Silence!
Evidence is everything, right, Dono? And you must admit there's no clear evidence that Fulbright is the Phantom. Yes, as I recall, the only solid proof we have seen up to this point is the fact that Detective Fulbright fabricated evidence. But I've known Fulbright here for a year now. I like how Simon is still doing his job as a prosecutor as much as he must want to cut Fulbright down right now. Yeah. I mean, he is a prosecutor. He gotta do his job right. Correctly. The dark age of law is no more, hopefully. And all this time, he's been quite intent on rehabilitating me. I don't believe his efforts were a lie. Prosecutor Blackcurl. This fool truly thought he could reform a dead row inmate like me. He went so out of his way in his efforts for me. He actually became quite a nuisance, really. Prosecutor Blackcurl, you believe me? Please tell me Prosecutor Blackcurl has been taken in by this big phony. However, even if it was against your will, you still acted as the Phantom's accomplice. You will have to pay the price for that. You could call him a true professional. Throw yourself at my mercy and don't you ever betray me again. Have you got that? Yes, thank you. Oh, thank you. Such a bond of trust is a rare and beautiful thing. In any case, it looks like everything has been resolved. I can now hand down a not guilty verdict with confidence. hydrate. Very good. I'm very glad to hear it. It's all over. Everything's been cleared up. And Miss Sykes will go free as well. Tina? Mr. Wright, we can't let the trial end here. If we do, the Phantom, the man who killed Clay, will get away. I know, but... what do I do? I don't have any proof that Detective Fulbright is the Phantom. Is this it? Is he going to get away just like that? Now, if you'll excuse me, my next investigation awaits. With that... Hold it! I'm off! Hold it! Hold it! Who is it? Athena? The defense? No, wait. Not the defense. The defendant feels it's not time for a verdict yet and would like to see this trial continue. It's Larry! Larry! Oh no. Imagine if they, included Larry. Oh, that would be horrible. That would be horrible. I wonder how Larry's doing though. Does he have a new girlfriend now? Or what? At least, hopefully he has a happy ending. Hopefully, I hope he gets the happy ending. But what? But I was just about to declare you innocent of all charges. The man needs to at least get some kind of happy ending. It just doesn't feel right to be standing here. The unluckiest guy ever. Hey Apollo, think you could scooch over? Athena, what are you doing? Hope you don't get held in contempt of the court. I have some questions for you, Detective Fulbright. Are you relieved that you are no longer under suspicion of being the Phantom? Are you grateful to Prosecutor Blackpool for what he's done for you? Oh, of course I am, and I'm truly grateful from the bottom of my heart. Athena, where are you going with these questions? I've yet to hear a single emotion behind any of Detective Fulbright's words, boss. The suspicion against him has been cleared up, but he's not feeling happy at all. What does that mean? We may not have any evidence, but the heart doesn't lie. That's it. With your special ability, we just might be able to stop him. Your Honor, Detective has been deeply traumatized by our accusations. Yes, well... Even before all this, I thought he was a rather odd fellow. If he doesn't get counseling right away, who knows what might happen to him? What's good, Blackpool? Can you believe the nonsense the defense is spouting? Jam! Fulbright, I think you'd better have that counseling. I don't know where I got that one, it's deal. Yeah, Arcanine Jam? Is that Arcanine? No, that's yeah, right? Growlite? Or Arcanine? I'm not sure which one is it. Jammy though! Not you too! You've been making batty remarks ever since you were accused of being the Phantom. Such as you are an undercover investigator and your family has been taken hostage. I fear you might have finally lost it. But I thought you believed me.
Silence.
Silent. Oh, how you have missed me so. What's going on here? That was an excellent bit of psychological manipulation just now, Simon. Yeah, we kinda knew he was acting though. I knew you would catch on, Athena. Huh? Mind filling me in here? I guess we left you in the dust, huh, Mr. Wright? Someone was only pretending to believe Detective Fulbright. Because he knew I noticed it, that there was a lack of emotions, like joy or relief in his response. So he gave me the chance to take a listen. Listen I did to the voice of the Detective Fulbright's heart. Fulbright? What? You two were working together just now? Come now, Athena. Show us what's inside Fulbright's heart. You got it. Time to check the instant replay. Richard, mon ami. Let's do this. Literally, both of them, you just activate my trap card, Fulbright. Alright, thank you for believing in me, Prosecutor Blackpool. I am an undercover investigator, but the Phantom was caressing me. He stole the moon rock and killed Dr. Suck 7 years ago. I'm bad person for coping with such a man. Is that really legal? Which one? Which is? I think my family has what else could I do? Do I Even with all his over-the-top expression and gestures, he's registering no emotion at all. It's just like I thought, and right in line with the Phantom's psych profile. Reading the heart? I mean, why not? You don't need the concept of reading your heart. Do it to Fulbright. The last lack of emotion proves you are the Phantom. Oh! What the? Hey, what's going on? Hey, wait, hold it. What do you think you're doing, detective? What the? No, me? I'm not doing anything, right? He's trying to hack into the Mood Makers program. I can't do anything with it like this. Yeah. I mean, can I be taken as proof? Well, it's the new era. What fancy device you have there, but I'll tolerate no cheating, thank you. I'm sorry about that. As an undercover agent, I tend to use my secret arsenal without even thinking. More like as a spy. Thanks, Prosecutor Blackquill. There! Now that you can't hack me anymore. I dare you try to hide your lack of emotions from us. Lack of emotion? What are you talking about? Of course I have feelings. As a matter of fact, you have wounded me very deeply with that accusation. What's going on? All of a sudden, I'm getting an overwhelmingly happy reading. Huh? But he's really crying as a river over there. Oops, my mistake. How about this? Yikes, now he's angry all of a sudden. What's he trying to pull? Like as not, it would appear our friend is not completely without emotion. Just as it says in Dr. Sykes' profile of the Phantom, the subject has a unique psychological makeup with almost no emotional fluctuation. I get it, so he has some emotions, right? Precisely, which leads me to wonder why you can't sense any emotions from him at all. I mean, it's most likely because he is controlling his emotions. Very good, Prosecutor Blackquill. You are correct. It's the result of my daily training. A very important skill for us undercover investigators, you know. Or like for us spies, seriously. But I wonder why he suddenly showed several strong emotions. Wait a minute. Yeah, I know. I sense there's a feeling you're trying to hide with your exaggerated emotions, detective. Feeling I'm trying to hide? That's a good one. You're the one who have been saying I'm the Phantom because I don't have any emotions. I'm just trying to show you the range of the emotions I truly possess. Then you have no objections to me analyzing you, right? No, analyzed away. But I will state it again, I am not the Phantom. Be forewarned that your analysis will have no effect, because you are about to see what an undercover agent can really do. Okay, let's see here. Why the Phantom? No, wait. Oh, I'm so sad. See, I'm told you have emotions. How dare you accuse me of being someone who would kill over a moon rock? I do regret cooperating with the Phantom curse, of course, but I'm so got this. I mean, how dare you accuse me of being someone who would kill? Shit, let's see. I think. I mean, shit, I don't know. What's the unexpected mode? I mean, every one of it is unexpected. Angry. But let's try. I think sad doesn't make sense here, right? Oh, I found it. I found the one emotion you're truly feeling. What? Hidden in the middle of that chaotic storm, I saw one emotion that never disappeared. When you talk about the moon rock. The moon rock. You felt a fear that wouldn't fade. Fear? Huh? A fear that a man with hardly any emotions feels, huh? You pinpointed without having the true reason? I'm impressed. And it was like once to that moon rock. Moon rock? It's gonna do something. It's gonna do something with this one, right? Yeah, I think it's gonna do something with Murak earring. Could I just spotted that so quickly? Detective Fulbright, I presume you feel fear concerning the Murak because you lost it. You failed to steal it, your identity will be revealed. He lost it? No, I don't think he lost it. You failed to steal it? It's gonna do something with this, right? Cut from a real moon, the rock was... No. The only reason why the blue moon was correct because it didn't disappear. Oh, it didn't just disappear? I didn't... Your identity will be revealed. It was full on top. Full. Oh, it was on full time on the third statement. Ah. Of course. That's it. Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us the Phantom's true identity. I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. Top secret information for all kinds of corporations and countries. So there's a number of organizations that want him dead. Oh, okay. Yeah, it could be killed on the spot. There are assassins lurking nearby. This case is about the Phantom after all. Wait, you didn't notice it? Yeah, I didn't notice it. Why did I select it? Random? I gotta guess for... I gotta win with the guess. To be honest, and I got lucky. Assassins? I got lucky there, Spirit. This is Fulbright. I think I know why you feel afraid. You're afraid that the moon rock will somehow reveal your identity. And if his identity were revealed, he would be killed immediately. That's certainly enough to make even the Phantom feel afraid. Me afraid? I don't know what you're talking about. So, there's really something about the moon rock that would reveal his identity. Apparently so. Wait a minute. Maybe the Phantom didn't so much steal the moon rock, but more like he had to take it with him. Because there was something on it that would reveal his true identity. What? Oh! What's up?
Hold it!
Hold it! Where do you think you're going? Me? I'm not going anywhere. Is it just me, or was he going to use that weird watch thing to try to get away? How many more of those toys does he have, and where can I get myself some? He's out, goodbye! It just... What the heck? Detective Fulbright, you'll be answering honestly to this court right away. Imagine just, you know... Bye-bye! Why do you feel free in the connection with the moon rock? My people need me! Just to be trust, no emotion, not emotions, Mr. Lawyer. Ignorance is everything. I'm the Phantom because I'm afraid. Don't make me laugh. Oh! And what was that just now? But all human beings have hearts and experience emotions. Sometimes analyzing a case from the psychological perspective is the best way to find the truth. Jesus. What the fuck was that? It's all just a waste of time. All your efforts at analysis serve no purpose. Now in this dark age of the law, nobody would believe your claim that it's effective. Is he trying to be Francisca? Whip us? But, you know, not whipping, more like something. In an era where evidence is fabricated, do you truly expect feelings to be accepted as proof? And where exactly is your proof that I fear the moon rock anyway? Well, I admit I don't have any conventional proof. But I still say that examining a person's heart has its merits. Oh, really? Then why don't you listen carefully with those special ears of yours? Listen to the voices of the hearts of the people in the gallery. Hmm? I hear is distrust. As you can see, the people are on my side. Because all they see is a strange little girl using a weird little machine. But it's not like I use analytical psychology to falsely accuse people. Uh-oh, it's got Athena doubting herself. Besides, analytical psychology has breathed new life into the courtroom. It has freed the hearts of many witnesses and has been key in getting to the truth. Ha ha ha, what nonsense. Your Honor, the defense's claim is a false one. I don't feel any kind of fear when it comes to the moon rock. I see. Very well, I will give the opinion of this court. In a trial, I don't feel that a person's emotions are quite as compelling as an actual evidence is. What, Your Honor? You there, you see, nobody believes you and you trumped up charges. However, I do believe Miss Sykes' analysis can contribute to making the truth clear. I have seen her do this firsthand several times already. Surely you jest. So does this mean you will accept my findings in this trial, Your Honor? Yes, I believe your claim, Miss Sykes. I think there is a merit in examining why the witness feels fear in regard to the moon rock. That is the court's opinion on this matter. Then that's a win for me. No, a win for the analytical psychology. Now, Mr. Phantom, you will tell this court the reason for your fear. Analytical psychology? My fears? Fine. I'll show you precisely why those abstract things can't be considered evidence. Okay. Alright, let's see. My fear of the moon rock? I felt fear when I thought about the moon rock because it reminded me of the Phantom. Yes, I'm very afraid of him because he took my family hostage. What reason would the Phantom have to be afraid of the moon rock? None at all. So the very fact that I'm afraid of the moon rock means I'm not him. In fact, I'm on the side of the justice. And there you have it. Now do you see why I'm afraid of the moon rock? Sure, you sound convincing enough. But so does any 2-bit con artist. It's all meaningless in the absence of evidence. Ooh, let's go! Counter! The Phantom is like the mist. No flesh, no bones. My sword alone cannot cut it. Right, Dono? With your deductive reasoning in the body of evidence before us, let us send this miserable Phantom fellow to the other world together. Ooh, you and I, Prosecutor Black Quill. We have a duty to bring the Phantom down and restore the people's faith in the courts. Indeed, by coming for Athena, I allowed the Phantom to escape. Hi, Trey! And as a prosecutor, I gave birth to the people's mistrust with my murder and conviction. I bear part of the responsibility as well for being suspect of forging evidence and losing my attorney's badge as a result. The two of us and the Phantom were there at the beginning of the dark age of the law. Then it is also our burden to cut away the foul specter we created, is not? Until all that remains is the righteousness of the court and the faith of the people. Okay. Trust? Understanding? Fragile ideas of the masses who are controlled by emotion. Humans can truly trust each other, which is exactly why the illusion of the trust is so enticing.
Objection!
Once two people overcome their misgivings, that's where real trust is to be found. You're free to believe what you want, but trust like that is stronger than you and your lies always. Okay, let's go!
Hold it!
It only reminded you of the Phantom? Don't make me laugh. You are the Phantom. Evidence is everything in a court of law. Or did you forget? I was forced to testify over a silly thing like feelings. But those tactics won't work from here on out. You need real evidence. Ugh. I hate to admit it, but he's right.
Hold it!
Your family? Like who in your family specifically? Oh, I don't know. You don't know? Like, maybe my lover, for example? What? For example, maybe? We need a more concrete answer than that. Maybe my mother, my son, or my daughter. Maybe it was all of them. I'm so sad and worried. I miss them so much. What a freaking liar! He's obviously lying. Look how upset I am. Is it any wonder I followed the Phantom's orders? Upset my ass. The reasons would the Phantom have to be afraid of the moon rock? None at all.
Hold it!
You can't think of a single reason that the Phantom might be afraid of the rock? I thought the Phantom wasn't even supposed to have any feelings. How can someone like me with my belt of emotions be expected to understand the guy? Look how upset I am! The Phantom, a person with a very few emotions, would only be afraid of something really big, like his cover getting blown big. I'm willing to bet that the moon rock has something to do with his identity, but what? I don't know! Maybe the Phantom's fingerprints are on the rock? Do we even have it? Remember in this case, I think I'll use one of these that utility. At the crime scene 7 years ago, it was launched into the space and only returned to Earth a few days ago. It includes a diagram. Yeah, this doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That could matter. That doesn't matter. This doesn't matter anymore. That doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This could matter. No, this doesn't, but this could. A fingerprint can be wiped off. And maybe he wanted the rock so bad he literally drew on it and left his DNA. You're dealing with a spy here, Athena, not a Slav. True. But maybe the DNA part isn't too far off. Huh? Some things unexpected happened to him during that incident 7 years ago. Oh, the cut, right? Yeah, the scarf. Okay. Tasty moon rock. I just know I have something that can show why the Phantom is afraid of the moon rock. I'll just continue with my testimony while you're pondering then, if you don't mind. Okay, so if I'm correct... do I put it in this? Let me just save, just in case I fucked it up. Was this one right, Athena?
Objection!
Yeah. Okay. The active Fulbright, I assume you know what this is. Of course, that's the knife the Phantom used to kill Clay Terran. That's right. And the exact same type of knife Miss Sykes used 7 years ago when she stabbed the Phantom's hand. Yes, that was discussed earlier as I recall. He dodged at first, so I looked at his clothes, but I tried again, and this time you got him, didn't you? I did. I remember clearly that the knife went to the back of his hand. Here we go, here we go. Besides, they say that she remembers the culprit bleeding. It's my theory that the culprit's blood got on the moon rock. Oh, and he was afraid that if the blood was analyzed, his true identity would be revealed. That explains why the Phantom had to remove the moon rock from the crime scene. You mean if we ran the analysis now, we'd know who the Phantom is? Yes, I suppose so. But unfortunately, the moon rock in question is missing. That may be so. But I'm certain I can explain what happened to it in a great detail. You can? Of course. Not. You don't actually expect us to believe that, do you? Because you don't fool me. What this court needs is a bully-free zone. The infamous sort of the big quilling block. Its edge is without compare. Okay, come now, ready with me. And show us just how fun it cuts. Your Honor, this is an outrage. Oh, I mean, this is an outrage. What a liar. Go on, Wright, Dono. Let's start with something that's been bothering me for a while. Now, the culprit supposedly removed the moon rock from the lab. But in this video of him, it's nowhere to be seen. Oh, you're right. But here's something to consider. What if the Phantom hit the moon rock somewhere at the scene of the crime? Where is it? Do we even have it yet? Or did I lost it? Is it gone? Yeah, it's gone. The picture. Well, shit. Good thinking, boss. Security was super tight at the Space Center back then. Although in spite of the Space Center having very strict security in those days, all personal effects were examined thoroughly coming our go in. Does this mean that the moon rock is still somewhere in the Space Center? In the name of justice, I proclaim that's impossible. And why is that? The Space Center was a search from a top to bottom, especially the lab, but the moon rock was never found. Ah, how could I forget about that? A sad but true fact, we still haven't a grasp of how it was done, but the Phantom made the moon rock vanish into the ether. There's no way it just disappeared. Logic and evidence tells us otherwise. The Phantom didn't have the moon rock on him when he left the lab. He ate it, obviously. Yet a thorough police search didn't turn up anything, and it never turned up in the 7 years after that either. It's up in his ass. The Phantom made the rock disappear without physically removing it himself. But how? There must have been a way. Think, Phoenix, think. How did the moon rock vanish from the robotics lab? So can you or can you not show what happened to the moon rock, Mr. Wright? Yes, I can. You honor. Hi, Trey. What? Oops, sorry. I mean, what? In that case, let's have your answer, Mr. Wright. How did the Phantom make the moon rock? The bomb, perhaps? You know? It exploded with it? No, probably not, right? What else? 7 years ago, and now it's still. Graham, 7 years ago, it was launched into space and only returned to Earth a few days. Hope capsule? Mayhaps?
Take that!
That's the Hope capsule, right? The one that went up with the Hat 1 rocket? He couldn't carry the rock out, but he couldn't leave it in the center to be found either. So there was only one safe place to stash it. The Hope capsule that was there in the lab that day. Yes, and the team must have loaded it onto the Hope space probe eventually. But if that's what happened, then the moon rock would have been launched up into space along with the rocket. Preposterous! It would mean that for these past 7 years, the moon rock was... Exactly. The Phantom got rid of the moon rock in the most cosmic way he knew how. Into space! It was out there in the deep depths of space. Aboard the Hope space probe! What? Order in the court! I understand now. The Phantom's original scheme was to sabotage the Hat 1 anyway. The villain, whose his primary objective to conveniently kill two birds with one stone. That's right. He planned for the moon rock to be turned into cosmic dust out in space, thereby destroying the one piece of evidence that could reveal his true identity. But Mr. Starbuck and the others foiled the Phantom's plot. Yep. The Hope space probe sailed off safely on its mission and returned 7 years later. With the capsule in tow, if we analyze the plot on the moon rock, it should make one thing crystal clear. That you were the Phantom all along. Detective Fulbright! So he killed Glacier so he could get the moon rock back? I believe so. His original assignment may have been just to sabotage the Hat 2, but at the same time...
Got him!
Got him! He also had to retrieve the evidence of his crime 7 years ago. That's why he went to the boarding lounge and attacked Clay as he made his escape out of the rocket with this capsule. But in the end, it was all he could do just to escape himself, so he didn't get the capsule. Clay must have done everything he could to stop Fulbright. He probably hung on to that capsule for all he was worth until his very last breath. He's happy and crying. Oh, this is so funny. You make me laugh. You really do. Boy, it's totally unpacked now. It's game over for you, Detective Fulbright. Why don't you just admit it to it all now? There's nothing to admit. I'm Bobby Fulbright, undercover investigator. I tell you. I'm not the Phantom. The blood on the rock is just another one of his schemes. A trap. Now I'm not sure what to think. I suppose if the Phantom is a spy worth his salt, a trap is not out of the question.
Objection!
Come on, but in that case you could say anything is a trap. That's what makes a trap a trap. I've been framed into taking the blame for the Phantom. Your Honor, I believe further investigation is in order.
Silence!
Further investigation? More like plotting your escape. But no more. I will bring you to justice myself if I must. Here and now! I guess it's time to show you just what I'm really capable of. Die, Simon Blackwell! What? Hey, you guys aren't really... Hold it? Who? Haha, Edgeworth! It looks like I made it just in time. Edgeworth! I have good news for you, Mr. Wright. I've uncovered some very crucial facts. Did you find something out about the Phantom's true identity? You might say that. I started by looking into the first people on the scene 7 years ago. All three, an employee and 2 officers, were registered in the robots recognition systems. But none of them looked the least bit like Detective Fulbright. That's not good. But there's more. I've yet to share my most important finding. Mr. Wright, Prosecutor Blackwell, you'd be best brace yourselves. Uh-oh. The man you see there before you, Bobby Fulbright, is already... What? Long dead? Huh? Huh? What is this shit? What's that supposed to mean? An unidentified body that was found a year ago? Marcus W has now been proven to possess Bobby Fulbright's fingerprints? A zombie? Then does this mean... Yes? That man there is an imposter? Imposter! Pretending to be Bobby Fulbright! Among Us! Literally Among Us! Sauce! An imposter! Then this man! Who in the world is he? What the shit? Enough of trickery if you will not reveal yourself to us, child train! Then I should do it for you! What the? No! His face! Okay, who is it? Oh, look what you did to my mask. Mask? What is the meaning of this, witness? What the hell? This is even bigger plot twist than, finding out, Bobby Fulbright is the Phantom. What the fuck is this? Okay, you got me. And I guess who's under the mask? Okay, let me ask you this. Is it somebody I met before? Is this somebody, have I met this person before? In the previous cases? Or in this case? Or, maybe? Imagine? No, it's a he, right? I can't say anything. Imagine if it's actually Métis. No, she's dead, actually. What the hell? It can't be Clay. Clay's already dead, right? I have no fucking clue. Well, we're about to find out. I have no clue, actually. Okay, you got me. I guess I have to show you who I really am now. Wait, let's see the eyes, though. Eyes the same. The eyes are the same, though, right? Eye color? Maybe? I'm not sure. Oh. Daradas! What? 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 What the fuck? What? Huh? What the? Hello! 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 What the? What the? What the? The first suspect? What? Solomon Starbuck? Wait, but that's... Oh my... Oh my god! Hey Apollo, yup, it's me, Solomon Starbuck. What the fuck, man? What the shit? Mr. Starbuck? But that can't be right. You can't really beat the Phantom, can you?
Silence.
Of course not. The real Starbuck was aboard the Hat 1, which was set to be destroyed. Man, Black was right. You know, during the first trial, he was super sus about, you know, Solomon. He actually was the real killer. What the shit? Yeah, this is just another mask. Wow. Weren't there any hints? Any hints, you know, in the earlier parts that, you know, pointing him being the Phantom? Or, I guess, not, you know, no emotions in a way? What the shit? You just say it's another mask. What? The real Starbuck was aboard the Hat, which was set to be destroyed. Oh, yeah, this is just another mask. What the fuck? Another one! I'm an undercover investigator. I can change the analyst at will. I can be anyone I want. What the hell?
Objection!
What the hell? Not so fast. I have the Phantom's psych profile right here. You compile a psych profile on you and compare the results. I'm gonna prove that you are the Phantom. Oh my god. It's time for me to show you the real meaning of the phrase, the end justifies the mean. That voice. Those words. No! 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 The teacher! No! Means! I cannot accept such evidence here, Miss Sykes. Professor Means! This mask? I'll take what I want by any means necessary. Now, give me that evidence. What the? Huh? Yoink! Mine now? Time to take out the trash. Permanently. How could you? What the hell? Now do you see how powerful the end justifies the means can be? I mean, no, we got, you know, eyewitnesses now. We got eyewitness, right? Just put him in the jail.
Silence.
How pathetic. You can't even speak without wearing another man's face. Oh, but that's the life of an undercover agent for you. My real face has no meaning or value to me at all. Or perhaps it is really the case that you don't even know who you are anymore. Oh! What must you see when you look in the mirror, Mr. Phantom? Not an awful lot, I bet you. Well, aren't you just the master of psychology, Black Quill? That's right. I don't know who I am. You don't know who... I'm always living as someone else for my assignments. I remember what my face looks like. Or even what my personality was like. My face, memories, personality, beliefs, emotions, and soul. I left them all behind. I have no self. I am no one. I am nothing but an endless abyss. What's with this guy? Is he even still human? And now we resume with your lesson, Professor Wright. Oh, huh? I believe you made this argument earlier. If you were to analyze the blood on the moon rock, you could prove that I am the Phantom. I believe there was a blood on the moon rock in that capsule. Now that we know you aren't even Bobby Fulbright, your claims of a Phantom trap won't work anymore. Then why don't you bring this moon rock in? This decisive evidence from the Hope capsule? I think I will do just that. Get ready. Because the Hope capsule is about to seal your... Watch! Was the courtroom bombing from the other day? No, he blew it up! He actually blew it up! It looks like you have finally caught on. Full marks for the defense for effort. But what a shame your hope was lost in that courtroom explosion. So that's the real reason this courtroom was blown up. It was all for the fan to destroy that one piece of evidence. I can't believe it. Have you really reached a dead end after coming all this way? Has the only evidence we have on this guy really have been destroyed? How dare you continue to call me the Phantom? As I've said all along, I'm just a nameless undercover agent.
Objection!
The defense will continue to assert that you are the Phantom. Furthermore, we approve. Or at least our prayer. I'm afraid that won't do, Mr. Wright. At least put some weight behind your swing, Mark Dono. I know, I'm trying. There's only one thing that can unmask this menace, the moon rock. But that was blown to bits in the courtroom bombing. And yet, is it really gone without a trace? What if some tiny part, some little fragment still exists? Oh, it must be this, right? Any rock, oh, the rock! 7K! Is that 7K or whatever it said? Yeah, right? 7K? That must be it! That must be it! Yeah! Yes, and you can see the stolen moon rock there. 2. That strange black and yellow thing on the left side of the picture. Yeah. Very well, Mr. Wright. Let's see your proof. First, we'll finally prove the Phantom's...
Take that!
Isn't that the bomb that blew up the courtroom and the moon rock along with it? Are you saying this will reveal the Phantom's identity? Yes, you other. Focus your attention on this photo taken of the bombing, specifically right here. This one, right.
Take that!
Please take a look at this newspaper article. This article about the hat one. Now please note the strange black and yellow rock there on the left. That's the moon rock. And when we look at this photo of the bomb fragments, see how there's a rock-like object with the same coloration? Oh my, yes I see it. It would seem that the moon rock was much more durable than the Phantom thought. If we take a look at all the fragments that the police found, we'll likely find one with blood. And DNA testing on that blood will prove that the witness is indeed the Phantom. Unbelievable! But that's impossible. A surprise to be sure. That's one bloody top truck. It has half the fragments tested straight away. Oh, and you'll be having a DNA test too, Fulbright. Bailiff, contact the police department immediately and narrow the testing. Holy shit. Prosecutor Blackwood, what do the test results show? There was a rock fragment that had blood on it that appeared to be several years old. DNA testing revealed. Well, I'm sure you know full well what it revealed. They confirmed it was the witness's blood, didn't they? There's no use in trying to talk your way out of it anymore. Admit it, you are the Phantom.
Objection!
Huh? Mr. Wright, did you just raise an objection to yourself? No, I didn't say a word. That was my objection, Apollo. Huh? There's 2 Phoenixes. Oh my god, Phoenix! Wright is the killer! It's the Phantom! Why? It was a pretty good objection too, don't you think? Very Monka! Now he's me? So, did you have an objection or not, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, no, not really, Your Honor. No, not you, Mr. Wright. I mean, the witness, Mr. Wright. What the hell? Could this trial get any more insane? Mr. Wright, this fragment of rock in the photograph and those just like it. How can you be sure they're pieces of the same moon rock that was at the robotics lab? Care to explain what you mean? Well, there may have been a rock or two in the courtroom that had my blood on it. But how do you know they're not just rocks? You can't prove they're the moon rock, right?
Objection!
I actually can, actually. I actually can. To be absurd, we do have, you know, the moon rock earring. The stone was cut from a real moon rock. Don't be absurd. Just compare the fragment with the rock in the newspaper article. Anybody else can see they're the same. They have the exact same coloration.
Objection!
Objection, objection. My baby, some other rock with the same coloration happened to be in the courtroom. It's highly unlikely to a rock with such a unique appearance just happened to be here. But you can't deny it's a possibility.
Objection!
Well, your blood was found on one of these fragments. Apollo, there's nothing suspicious about my blood being on a piece of rock. And why not? I know it sounds like an excuse, but... Several years ago, I tripped and fell in this very courtroom and was hurt pretty badly. Maybe that's how my blood found its way onto a piece of rubble. I mean, he must realize how ridiculous that sounds. And yet, I suppose it's not completely out of the question. I see you're starting to sweat, Mr. Wright. I thought that the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. You're the last person I want to hear that from. Well, then why don't we get those fragments analyzed? You could ask an expert to verify if they were from the moon rock in the robotics lab or not. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that just isn't going to be possible. And why not? In order to prove that the fragments are from that you say they are from, you need a sample of the moon rock from 7 years ago to compare it with. But that moon rock doesn't exist anymore, and there's no sample or data left either. So you see, short of going back in time, there's no way to prove that any of the fragments are from that moon rock. Oh no! Oh no! There's really no way to prove it. Are you finally ready to throw in the towel?
Objection!
So the moon rock doesn't exist anymore, huh? That's right, it was such a valuable rock too. A shame really, it's lost to us forever. It's wrong, it's not completely lost. Imagine if, you know, we revealed the, you know, the earring, and then, you know, he's gonna use the ring, I mean the watch. Ching! Earring's mine, and crushed it, or, you know, destroyed somehow. Eat it, eat it. I don't know. There's another piece of it right here by our side, a shiny fragment of hope that can turn everything around. The final piece of evidence to put this phantom away for good. The defense has a piece of evidence that completely contradicts your claim. You have what now? And then, you know, he will keep it inside him forever, not shitting it out. A final fragment of hope that was passed down with a great love and care. We do? We do, even if the person holding it hasn't realized it yet. Is this true, Mr. Wright? Pay no attention to him, Your Honor. He's just bluffing as usual. I wonder if you'll be able to force your biggest smile when you see what I've got. Try me. The piece of evidence that shows the original moon rock isn't completely lost is this! And this earring. Athena, you may not know it, but your mother left with you a very important piece of evidence. She did? You're bluffing. You don't have anything of the kind. Oh, but we do. Evidence that will finally corner you. Because we have a moon rock of our own. Yeah. Oh! You mean... Exactly. A gift Dr. Sykes left her daughter. An item Athena has cherished and worn all these years. Imagine if she lost that earring, you know, as a kid or something, you know? Imagine. As distant as Dr. Sykes may have seemed to her daughter, that fragment of her love will shake off the darkness of the past and give us all hope for the future. This is the defense's sample of the moon rock.
Take that!
That's your sample? This earring that Miss Sykes always wears was made from that original moon rock. What? All this time? It was right here all along? No! Yeah, it can't be. If the composition of the palm fragments and their rearings are found to be a match, then it will prove beyond the shadow of a doubt the origin of the fragment in this photo. And since the test results show that the blood on the fragments was yours, this means that the identity you tried so hard to hide will finally be revealed. The identity I tried to hide? I don't have an identity to hide. I may not have an Athena's ears, but now, even I can hear the fear in your voice. Fear? I don't feel fear. I left all of my emotions behind my ears 10 years ago. Every human being feels fear. You simply can't face the emotions inside you. You can't face them because you have nothing. No love, no trust. And I suppose you do. I didn't have anybody to support me at first either. I couldn't face the fear inside me. Couldn't get over the trauma of my past. Like I said, I don't feel fear.
Objection!
And you're just a coward for running away from yourself. When I had my doubts about Miss Sykes, I felt like I would collapse under the weight. But I wanted to trust her. And I knew I could trust Mr. Wright to uncover the truth. That's why I was able to face my suspicions without hesitation. Running away from myself? How can I run from myself when there's nothing inside? Nothing at all.
Objection!
I know it's hard for someone as unwilling to trust others as you to understand, but people have emotions. It's just a fact of life, and so people can be weak at times. But that's exactly why people need to trust one another, so they can gain the strength to face themselves when things are at their bleakest. Without trust in others, how can you ever hope to face your fears? Face your fears! Let me face my fears! The fear inside of me is this. No. Oh! What the? I'm afraid. I'm scared. I feel fear. You cannot outrun yourself. Remove that mask and unleash your emotions. All three of them will confront your guilt head on. Woo! With your own true face. Objection! My own true face? No, please don't. I know you're here. Where are you? See? I haven't revealed anything yet. Honest. What the? My own true face. I don't have my face. What? No way. No way. No. Monka Christ. What the shit? Okay. Is this my face? Is it? No. That's not it. No. This isn't me either. Is this me? Which one is my face? What am I? Who am I? What? No, did he get shot? Ha! No! When you walk away, you don't hear me say bang! Is that? Oh, come on, at least show us the face, you goddamn fuckers! Game! Developers! Why? Show me the face! Oh, come on! Shudder. They can't show it, that's the point! A sniper attack in this very courtroom, it chills me to my bones. But the police are doing everything they can to track down the sniper as we speak. Okay, we know who it was though, you know. It was Larry, alright? The face, the true face, it was Larry. It was Larry, alright? Was it Black cool how his Detective Fulbright, I mean his imposter are doing? He's imposter! He's a lucky fellow, the bullet didn't hit any vital organs. He appears to be in no danger of dying. Oh, he's alive. Well, that was fortunate for all of us. The analysis of that final piece of evidence Wright Donor submitted is in the composition of Miss Sykes' earring and the fragment with the blood on it match. We can now be certain that it is a fragment of the moon rock in question. The murders and the bombings at the Space Center both past and present. The bombing of the courtroom number 4 and all of his other crimes as numerous as the stars. Under suspicion of all these things, the spy known as the Phantom has been incarcerated. The prosecutor's office is now responsible for his well-being. There are still a myriad of things we wish him to tell us about after all. Thank you, Prosecutor Blackwell. Well, it's time to finally bring this trial to an end. But before I do, will the defendant please return to her proper place? Yes, Your Honor. Hew, we did it. After that DLC case, this case is just like a chef's kiss, you know. It's just, you know, like the finishing touch, man. This case, I love the finale of this. Holy crap. Now then, this court finds the defendant Athena's side. It's just chef's kiss. Not guilty. The amount of plot twist this case had. Oh my, wow. This case had Edgeworth, that is already tentative. Realistically, it would just be some random guy you never saw before. Well, yeah, realistically, true, very true. Some random, very random. Court is adjourned. The Phantom is more of a concept than a person. Ah, okay. Concept. A myth. Not a myth, to be honest. Congratulations, Mr. Nick. Thank you, Darrells, and thank you for being there for Athena. It's the least I could do. But Athena was great, wasn't she? She was so strong throughout the whole trial. Daddy, I'm so glad to see you. Juicy, are you alright? Are you hurt? I'm fine, Daddy. I was doing my magic tricks for the other hostages to keep our spirits up. That's not juicy for you. I'm really glad to see you are safe. Right, I fear I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. Edgeworth. You never would have caught him if it weren't for all of you. Oh, come on, Edgeworth. What are you talking about? You're the ones who have been tracking the Phantom all this time. Plus, you were the one who gave Blackpool permission to serve as prosecutor, right? Yes, well, we knew the Phantom was somewhere nearby. Police and I were trying to find him, but we never did manage to do so until this trial. Well, we never would have won this trial without you. It was your help as chief prosecutor that was the key to its successful conclusion. Besides, it was you that saw to it that I got my attorney's badge back, wasn't it? So you figured it out, did you? Yeah, getting my license back went just a little too smoothly, you know. Should have been much harder than after that evidence forging scandal. Well, I owe you for a few favors. Hey, Edgeworth. Think we can finally bring the dark edge of the law to an end? Even the darkest night turns to a dawn eventually. Our sun will rise again. Besides, now that Prosecutor Blackwood has been cleared of all charges, a great deal of this mistrust towards the court system should have been swept away. You know, you could have said that with us big smile, Edgeworth. It won't kill you. Instead, the pharaohs in that bravo yours just keeps getting deeper and deeper. So I should smile more, huh? I'll think about it. Ah, the complicated love-hated relationship between lifelong rivals. Athena? I'm forever in your debt. You went to all that trouble, even taking the bar exam while you were overseas. But I knew that if I didn't get your sentence overturned fast, you'd be executed. So I studied and studied. I was frantic. I'm so glad I made it in time. Oh, just barely. But I still made it. Atta girl, Athena, it's good to see you finally let your tears out. Yes, I survived by the skin of my teeth thanks to you. Shame on you, Simon, for trying to throw your life away like that. It was never my intention to just throw my life away. But some things in this world are more important than your own life. Like what? My honor-bound duty to protect my life. My mentor's most beloved treasure. Huh? That's some loyalty. This guy really is a samurai, through and through. Samurai honor! The honor of samurai! Well, looks like we can breathe easy now. Ghost of Tsushima, you have no honor. Apollo, Athena, thank you both. Took all of us together to pull it off. You bet boss, what a team we are, huh? That's definitely the most amazing turnabout I've ever seen. I'm a lucky guy. My office has the best, most capable lawyers around. Other die on the beach! Exactly. Thanks, Mr. Wright. I'm going to work extra hard to make up for all the worry I caused. Apollo Justice is fine and ready to go. Let's hear it from the Wright Anything Agency. But nobody's going to try harder than me, so you better watch out, Apollo. Simon is free thanks to Mr. Wright. But there are so many more people out there who need our help. You're right. And I'll be needing you both to help them. We still have a long way to go. Get ready, you two. We won a major victory, but the war is far from over. There are still people out there suffering under false charges who need defending. We got a lot of work ahead of us. If we ever hope to fully bring the dark age of the law to a close. Hey, I know one thing we have to do. We have to celebrate with a bowl of piping hot noodles. Eldunes! Huh? Nothing like a bowl of Eldunes noodles after a trial on Mr. Wright's tab. That's how it works at the Wright Agency, right, Mr. Wright? Huh? As a boss, it's your duty to express your gratitude to your people for their great work. In that case, allow me to join in the festivities. I would greatly welcome a bowl of noodles. Even in 5th AA, Eldun is still there. Here? That's right, Eldun's noodle, the best noodles there is. Salty? Very salty. One bowl is enough to kill you, or maybe two. Huh? I have an idea, Daddy. Why don't you just invite everybody involved with the case? The more the merrier, right? Oh, Mr. Nick, look how far you've come. Who knew you'd grow up to be such a generous gentleman? Guys, under these circumstances, there's only one thing I can say. Only if I get to join in. Hey, no fair. I want to say it too? Is it what I think it is? Okay, here we go. Objection!
Objection!
GG, we did it! I was trying to think of something nice I could do for Polif now that he's back. So I decided to go around and get a bunch of jobs for him to do. Find a lost cat, install an air conditioner, give a computer lesson, find a lost item. You think I should have found him a few legal cases? This game, 10 times a lot better than Apollo Justice, to be honest. This game, very, very good. Dina and Apollo were so wonderful in court. I better study as much as I can if I want to be a judge someday. Ooh, my grandma says eat lots of peppers and telling me what I should figure out which to grow, green peppers or yellow peppers. Maybe I should go with hot as the sun red peppers instead. Junie! Yukinori Kitachima. Oh! Pain, the end of the dark age of the law, you say? Tick, 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 how naive. Don't you know it's sometimes necessary to get a guilty verdict by any means possible? What? They're putting me under investigation? The chief prosecutor wants to see me? Bye-bye! Ripperino! So what do you guys think about the 6th Ace Attorney? How does it stack it up to the 5th one? Is it better, in your opinion? Or is it the same tier? Or a little bit worse? Bad? Why don't you ask Mr. Demon Lawyer to beat the Amazing Ninetales 2? It's not a bad idea. I bet he'd be all for it. So we have to meet, I suppose. Arby, my little friend. To think this guy was the, god damn it. Holy, I still can't get over it. Did you believe it? Am I old man of Ninetales Valley now? Pretty impressive, eh? I have to go right there after Rex QB. Will you do Ace Attorney Investigation 1 and 2? I will. I will do. Miles Edgeworth. Person that put 6 slightly above 5. Don't know if you want any elaboration on why. If it's not too spoilerish, I definitely think 5 is better than 6 though. Oh, okay. Like the like the psychology thingy, right? Or is there some new things in 6 they introduced that are a lot worse than 5? Best friends with a score of 100 points, of course. Nani? You Juniper, our dream will live on forever! Scuttlebutt. Not really sweet box for all 3. It's because I want to be a legal journalist instead of a lawyer or a judge. But anyway, thanks to the trial, the school little newspaper of future is as bright as can be. See. Now let's see what the fresh blood have to say in the new school paper. I ready to cried so hard at graduation rehearsal. Her cardboard box got soggy. Clavier! Gavin. I like how he, at least they, introduced him as a... How do I say? Like a special cameo, right? In a way. They introduced him as a special cameo. They brought some past characters in for sure. I gave this place a quick cleaning from top to bottom, but it's already a mess again. Guess the only thing I can do now is clean up the attitudes of the people in this office. Mystic Maya due to come here once her turn is over. I hope we get to meet Maya in the 6th game. The 6th is the final game, right? Of the Ace Attorney. There's no 7th Ace Attorney yet. So I really do hope we get to meet Maya for one last time. You know? Like, they gave us a... how should I say it? Like a hollow glimpse of Maya with the note. At least they, Sunichi Yamada. Hanko! I'm gonna go to the moon in the new rocket. Latina Mommy or Mommy niggas came to the moon. I would love to show them around, but which is more interesting? Montes Pyrenees or the Mare Tranquil? What? Neither one like each other. Either one? Yay, hooray. Blanco. I wonder how Miss Aura is doing. I'd rather be on near Miss Aura than on the moon. Oh, Miss Aura, I just want you to use me again like you used to. Aura. Ready for lunch? 5? I can't get over it, man. I thought for sure Starbucks. I can't get over. Oh my god. Imagine for real if they actually... Oh. Oh my god. No, I'm not employed here. I simply came to request their services in defense of my sister. But no one's around and I've been kept waiting for a long time. And what sort of case brings you here? Oh, your father was accused and you wish to Fortina to defend him? Then perhaps he and I shall meet in a courtroom in the near future. So I bet for 6 games there's probably going to be a new prosecutor, right? A new prosecutor for sure. Unless I'm wrong. I look forward to your next month's salary. Oh, pain. Black Goose Acquainter has brought all manner of evils in the prosecution's office to light. It would seem some in that case has thought that you have winter into a warm of spring. Now I will write yet another debt of gratitude. But I will repay him one day. You can trust in that. One day, he says. Hey! Boom, for Apollo. There's probably no more cutscenes after this though, right? Bum, ba-dum, bum, da-da-doo-doo. Injustice we trust! Injustice we trust in your ass! So next is more Pokemon. Yeah, next one is Pokemon. Let me see what is it next. Yeah, it's Let's Go, Eevee. Did I see the Pokemon next? What is the Pokemon next? No idea. Let's Go Eevee is next in our list. And Conference for Pokemon. Oh, no, I have not seen it. Anything new? Did announcement from Nintendo? Anything new? Did they announce anything? Remake of, older games? Maybe we're gonna press send. It was a bunch of updates for mobile apps and also Sleeper. Oh, for updates? Okay. DLC for Pokemon. Oh, DLC for Pokemon Unite, right? Bad deal for Unite, right? Pokemon Unite. I saw Zazian, was it? Not Unite? Then what Pokemon games? That Resident was serious. Pokemon Sleep is finally coming out. Oh, Pokemon Sleep? Wait, didn't they announce that way back then about Pokemon Sleep, right? I remember they announced it at some point. Way back then. I don't remember when. Wait, I gotta check it out. I have Pokemon Sleep? What the hell? It's not a game, right? The fuck? You sleep? Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet? Oh, I have not seen anything since I haven't played the game after the announcement. It's getting an update though. I know for that I read and there's something in the Zero Zone. No idea what Zero Zone is. So let's go Eevee's next, and then we're gonna go AA6, and then we're gonna go. Wait.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Pause, champ.
15 seconds.
I'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
9, 8, 7,
6.
5, 4, 3,
And it's boom.
1.
Lift off! Imagine, it goes kaboom. Imagine. Oh, Blackwell. Bruh. Edgeworth. That would be so unfortunate, Boom. Oh, Aura. You're fine!
You'll be fine. Just believe in yourself.
The moon's closer than you think.
Nakamadas! It's the sun, the moon!
Thanks, guys. I wouldn't have made it back into space if it wasn't for you.
Woo! It's a success! Woohoo!
All right.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Through the years, I've seen as much joy as heartache, honesty as deceit. But just as much Mr. Starbuck was able to escape the harsh pull of his fears and despair, I believe that hope and friendship can lift us all up towards a brighter tomorrow. It's always hope, despair, hope, despair. Any game, hope, despair, hope, despair. Hope, despair. Whenever they make a game where despair wins, huh? Despair, despair. Boosters and anime cutscenes galleries have been unlocked. Oh, okay. Nice. Very nice.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. But yeah, guys, it's so late, man. I didn't expect this to be this late. But it is what it is. We did finish the game. I will see you guys tomorrow for Pokemon Let's Go. Alright? And I wish you all a happy Monday, happy new week. There's only tomorrow until the next month starts. March will be very soon. My god. What the hell? Time is going so fast. Time is going so fast, but I can't do anything about it, can I? But yeah, wish you all happy well Monday. Yeah, time just keeps getting faster and faster. Man, I need to decrease my backlog, but it just keeps increasing. But what can I do? What can I do, man? One game at a time, or one series. Oh no, actually 2 series at a time. But yeah, bye bye guys. Thanks for watching. Sayonara. Suckers!